Sizzle.
Yeah.
Sizzle beat.
What up? Into hizzy.
Into his house?
How much? Into his house.
Whose house?
Run's house.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
What? What? That's like saying, what time is it in Hollis, Queens? It's Christmas time in Hollis.
Bad! So, yeah.
Don't worry,
So
like
hot.
I said, I got one for Frank.
So, what's going on, y'all? What it is?
Just trying to get through that long road we call life.
No,
I
life's a journey, not a destination, Ian.
Yeah, because if you go down that road, at the end of it is a tomb, and you go into it, and then they bury you because you're dead. So you're supposed to enjoy being alive. That's the fun part.
So you're not one of those people that believes that at the end of the light, it's just opening to another vagina.
Mm.
Wouldn't it be the exit of a vagina? Because you're not going into it. I mean,
no, it's still the opening. There's no other. The other end is the no. You're wrong, Ben. No,
I'm just
you're wrong.
saying, like you're making an exit. I mean,
Nope, you're wrong.
And
It's
I
not
thought
the vagina's
I
exit,
thought
it's
I
your
thought
exit.
life began at conception, Frank. What were you trying to say? That the baby is not alive until your soul enters it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, good. Every sperm is sacred.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. That's horrible.
Anyway.
Yeah. What were we talking about here before Ben got all fucked up?
What, quoting Monty Python?
Yeah. So,
What's up?
who are we starting with on the catch-up game?
Heinz, usually good number, 57, right?
No,
Let's start
69.
with Ben.
Alright, what about me?
What is up, Home Skillet?
Yeah.
Not much. Doing site stuff, trying to enjoy my weekend,
Yeah.
bruising the internets,
Yeah.
looking for love in all the wrong places,
Yeah, the internet.
Oh, yeah.
The internet's always the wrong place to look for love. Unless you're like me and you
And
find
love
the love of
with
your
porn.
life.
And then, for you...
No, you find the love of your life on there, and then you can't say that.
Is that what she tells you? See this in public, otherwise, five across the eyes.
Everyone at my work, they're like, your wife's not here, right? You don't have to...
I know, but she might have a bug around the room somewhere, and
Right.
I don't want to...
She's got
I learned my
spies.
lesson.
She ain't gonna catch me. She. So, yes, what else have you been up to, man?
Working on stuff, dealing with emotional things, starting to live the happy life. Feelings, touchy-feely things, the feels, as the kids call them today. No, it hasn't been a sad dealing with feels, Frank. It's being happy, letting things go.
Come on, get happy. Come on, get happy.
The Partridge Family isn't exactly where I would put the being happy-o-meter, but okay.
Come on, get happy.
Oh, man.
Yeah, what are the tools that you're using to start on that road of happiness?
What's with you and roads, Ian? Why is everything a fucking road?
Look, he wants to be a hobo, okay? They have that great language that you can just scrawl onto walls, and the whole world is their toilet. They can dump wherever they want, and they carry their entire life's belongings in a bindle over their shoulder. Who does not admire the humble hobo? I mean, he is not a man like you or I.
Well, Frank, would a journey would have been better then?
Don't stop believing. Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, what's the correct term to use then? If you're going to be a grammar Nazi or something, I don't know.
The guy who proofread Hitler's speeches was a literal grammar Nazi.
I'm just being an asshole is all. I'm not.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well,
no,
gentlemen-
seriously, what are you trying to use to, help you better yourself and everything, Ben?
well, I've been journaling more, writing out my thoughts, trying to figure out things, and I come to, revelations, about why I feel certain ways and why certain things bother me and certain things shouldn't. It's like, well, I realize when I start feeling down about things, it's like, life has a lot of opportunities, It's like, okay, sure, that one chick didn't want to go on a date with you or whatever. It's like, how many fish in the sea there are?
That's a website.
Or no, that's plenty of fish, and also there's not only is there a lot of fish in the sea, but if you don't like women, you can be into dudes. The world is big and has all kinds of options.
Wait a minute, what?
I'm not talking about me. I'm into women, Frank. I'm just trying to say as an example.
Are you saying you can switch teams?
No, I'm saying that there is so many opportunities out there. Don't let one thing get you down. It's like, I don't know, man. I'm just trying to see the positives, because a lot of people are very set in, this is life, it sucks, and I'd rather...
To accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative.
Buy Frank some singing lesson, do bum 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 ba-doo.
It's a song from Fallout, bruh.
Bare necessities, bare necessities.
No.
I don't know, I just started hearing that song, and I was like, I like that song better than the one Frank's singing, so...
So anyway.
There's the cat. I'm going to have to kick her out of that. Hold on. Alright, you. No. Turtle bigger.
Well, do you want to get into what you were talking about, Frank?
Just my problems. My further adventures with
David the Gnome?
Yeah, that's it then. No, my further adventures.
Didn't he turn into a tree or something?
Yeah, something stupid like that. No, my further adventures into Linux.
Linux?
Yeah,
Tell us
sure.
all about it.
So, yeah, I installed a grub launcher to be able to dual boot, and I don't like it because I want to just... I like the instant boot option with Windows, so I like to boot faster. So, I've tried to fix it on the Windows end, and I think I'm gonna have to go back into Linux and go into the command line to do some shit. Also, what's the other thing I did?
Jacking it.
Yeah, just jacking it. I had the Windows Anniversary Edition update, and it put search back on my taskbar and a bunch of other things, but I still can't get Cortana working. I don't remember if I accidentally disabled it when I was blocking everything, or what, but I've been doing some Googling to try and fix it.
With the Googles.
Yes. I just want to be able to ask Cortana to do shit and have her pull it up on Google. But anyway, other than that, just working. Worked a lot of overtime. I worked today. Didn't care to.
Yeah, it sucks they made you work today, man.
It was only 4 hours, but it's stupid because I got to drive 2 for 4. So, but it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Did you at least try to get some lunch when you were out or something?
No, I had lunch when I came home.
It was what it was.
Shut up.
It was what. Okay, fine then. I'll just go pack up and leave the show, Frank.
No, I said shut up. I didn't say pack up.
Well, what am I gonna do if I'm shut up the whole time? Just sit here?
You know what I meant, asshole.
Oh, you know what I meant? That you're an asshole. Yeah, I know. So
what's Ian been up to?
Oh, not much. I finally got all my computer problems. It's gotten a lot better now,
You mean it turns on? Cool.
That's always a good sign.
Well, I don't think, Ben, you knew that I was having computer problems.
Yeah, I did when you called on your phone and said, "Hey, my computer's acting up."
Oh yeah, that's right. We did a hangout like when I was over at my parents'. Yeah, but no, like I installed. I got a new power supply for it and everything, and I decided to. They gave me an opportunity to. I dusted everything out and I managed all my cables and everything.
Did you install that new drive you were going on about?
Well, I put it in my case. I didn't reinstall my operating system, but I put it in the case and I installed the RAM and stuff, so I have 32 gigs of RAM now.
Woohoo.
Also, yeah, here, let me bring up a couple pictures here. Yeah, here I have like all my cords and stuff organized.
It's like computer porn. Look at that. Those women don't have any cases on them. It's just you can see their bare circuits.
Yeah.
You're my reference. So.
Yeah, I try to manage the cables as best as I could here, you know.
Mhm.
There's the SSD up here and then my 2 other hard drives. I currently have the power unplugged because I was going to ask you, like, what's the best way of doing this? Like, should I somehow format my main drive first and then plug that in and then somehow it'll recognize it as, like, how do I make it so that that's going to be my OS drive, you know?
Your SSD?
Yeah.
Well, are you cloning your drive now to it?
No, I'm gonna reinstall, just do a fresh install, you know?
Oh. I mean, I would just unplug the drives you're not using. Because, I mean, I didn't, and somehow I had some kind of a partition on my storage drive that when I got that out of there, it caused all kinds of problems.
Oh, really?
But yeah, you don't remember being on the phone with me going, "Ah."
Well, I remember you were having a problem, but like, how did you solve all of that, I guess is my question.
Well, originally it wouldn't let me delete the partition, so I downloaded a program that did let me delete the partition, and then when I restarted it, it wouldn't recognize my main drive for whatever reason, and I ended up using the Windows installer USB to repair it. I don't even remember the exact what ended up being the thing to fix it, but just click it around until it finally started up, and I said, "Oh, thank you, Jesus."
So you think I should have like all my other drives? I should disconnect them?
I mean, that's where I had after I fucked up. I had read that that's kind of a thing you want to do, but I don't remember where I read that, so I don't want to. I mean, it doesn't matter because they're not gonna, if they're just for storage, you're not, you don't have to write anything to them. I just don't know, because I just had I had both my drives in the computer and I had the USB, the Windows install, and I just selected the main hard drive as the install, and apparently something got onto my storage drive somehow.
Right.
I don't know. I consider myself somewhat computer literate, and I still fucked it up something. So.
Right. And let me. I'll show you guys the case.
No.
I have my computer just. What's wrong, man?
You're like, hold on, let me just get this camera. Oh no. I'm go ahead, man. I'm just being silly.
Okay. I disconnected, or I have. You got me all messed up. I have my computer on my desk right now because I was just going to show you the computer. I have it on the desk because I wasn't sure if it was going to even boot after I plugged everything in.
Yeah.
And,
Oh boy.
I didn't want to have it on the floor in my corner where it'd be harder to get to and access and stuff. So, like, I heard some people say it's actually bad luck for you to put the case back on when you installed like everything on your computer.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you how many times I had to open and close the side of my damn case to get to the hard drives.
Right. But yeah, here's the computer. I have my A50 there.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, I was telling Frank before the show, after I dusted everything out and cleaned up and cable managed, like with all the airflow, now it went down like 12 degrees.
Whoops.
Yeah, like I actually found a couple of dead bugs in my computer case.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
Guess better bugs than rats or anything, you know.
Do you have like filters on it, your openings where your fans are or something, or
Yeah, I do.
Like prevent them from coming back?
Well, the only thing I'm worried about now, like, is I noticed with my power supply here, it's got like it's supposed to be an ATX power supply, but like I don't know. I never noticed it before. I checked the measurement. I guess it was the same with my other one. It's a little bit shorter, so like you do have a little opening there. And then I had an opening on one of these things where the metal bracket is. Like there was an opening in that before too, so like I put a metal thing on there. I might try to put some, I don't know, like get like a piece of plastic or something with two-sided tape and mount it over that thing somehow. I don't know. But yeah, I want to make sure all the openings are closed, you know.
Right.
But no, I'm happy. Everything, like I was so happy when I heard the computer post with the beep. You know, that's usually the thing that boop. Make sure. Yeah.
Right.
Booting up.
Are you gonna stick with your same version of Windows? Or are you gonna get a new OS or?
Well, I know the Windows 10, like I think it's past the date already that you could get it for free, and I'm not sure how much an upgrade would be. And you know, like with the holidays and stuff, I wouldn't have the money now. So yeah.
Yeah, I just watch out with your when you're upgrading. I don't know. Well, you have the same motherboard, so it should be all right. Because I know sometimes don't they tie your registration number to that or some shit? Can't remember how it goes. Like the horror stories that people are like, "Oh, my motherboard fried," and then they got it, and Windows said, "No, you need a new copy."
Right.
So I don't know.
What?
Talking on my ass.
Yeah, I have to find out how much an upgrade would be though, because eventually I would like to get it.
Keep talking. I'll Google it and look at my resources.
Another thing is like, well, I know they're going to be stopping like, if they haven't already, they've stopped support for the Windows 7 updates. Does that mean you can't get like any of the existing updates anymore? Or?
I don't know.
So I was gonna go look on my. Since I didn't have a computer at the time, I was trying to work on my XP machine, and I had to reinstall everything. And I was gonna try to go online to see if I could get any updates. I haven't worked anymore on it because then I was working on my main computer, since I got the power supply, you know. But I wonder if you can even get the XP updates anymore of the ones that they have done.
Oh. XP. I've got an old XP machine. I was thinking about putting like Remix OS or something on it. But anyway.
Exciting.
Yes.
So, moving along.
I know, riveting discussions.
Is it time for this week's update?
Ben's all proud of himself. Okay, I see where this is going.
Damn it! I know what's going on.
Yeah, play the song I gave you.
We're just gonna play through all of them like an 8-track. It's gonna get there eventually.
Just keep driving around the block. You'll get to my song soon.
Yeah. That's not it. What the fuck? Maybe this is it. There we go.
All right, man. You want to?
Yeah, let's do this. Come on, bring it on.
So Ben made me watch Ghostbusters.
Yeah, with a can of Ecto Cooler. That's all it took. Because Frank is such an easily.
I didn't
Nectar of the Gods, Ecto Cooler.
I didn't like not make it obvious that that's all I really needed to be forced to sit down and watch it.
No, you said that dozens of times.
I said, just give me Ecto Cooler. I'll fucking watch that shit. I don't care.
Yeah.
As long as you don't make me pay for the ticket. Fuck that. But, yeah. So.
Yeah.
So, I haven't been able to talk about it because my wife doesn't give a shit what I think.
Well, yeah, 'cause she's got a good head on her shoulders. She's a smart woman, Frank.
Well, the people you listen to, they said don't watch it. No, that's not why I didn't want to see it.
It's because Doug didn't want you to see it, and you didn't want to upset him.
That's the thing. You
were afraid he'd think you were soft.
No,
Hey,
I don't give a shit.
I was just curious. Do you and your wife even have similar interests?
Whatever she likes, he likes. Because that's how it's decided.
Right,
Oh,
Ian.
come on, I'm sure it's not like that, man. I'm sure they have something they both get excited about, don't you?
I don't know, Ian. What? I don't have a list of our interests side by side to contrast and compare.
What do you have? Just name one. That's all I'm asking. Like, what kind of activities do you guys do?
We both like the TV.
Oh, really?
No, we like a lot of the same things. We understand each other. We're not the finish each other's sentences kind of couple, but we do have a lot of the same crap we're into. Like I went downstairs, she was flipping through her channels, and we're both like, "Oh, Spaceballs!" So we started watching that.
The series or the movie?
Oh, the movie.
What about Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money?
Anyway, so back to this movie.
Okay.
So, yes, I will say I was somewhat biased because how can you not have an opinion on something when it's already a existing franchise and it seems like a cash grab to try to remake it or reboot it? Yeah.
Go on.
I like that the original people gave their okay, the living ones obviously gave their okay with it. That helped me swallow it a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't a great movie. I've seen worse movies.
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't recommend it because the first half was hard to get into. Just because I'm like, I don't wanna. No.
Okay, so you didn't like the first half because you were a pouty baby. Man, baby.
Oh, okay. So bringing the Blu-ray player in the room and sitting me down and making me watch it. I'm the baby. Okay.
Yeah, you were the baby because they made you watch it, and then you weren't like, this movie sucks. You're like, it had its moments.
I've never. No, I said I liked parts.
Uh-huh.
I do agree with what Matt Zion had said, where they don't stay canon with it, like the logic. I mean, I get it. It's a reboot because it's not really a remake because the girls exist in their own universe and shit, but they do a lot of the same things, which is real weird. But like their proton packs become weapons at one point,
What do you mean? Hey, what? Wait. Back up.
Yes.
Are you talking about the new things where they had pistols and the
They kill ghosts. That's never been a thing in the cartoon or the movie.
It's not. They didn't kill them, Frank. They neutralized them.
Has that ever happened?
They're. Oh, I'm sorry, Frank.
We remember the whole thing of the series and the movies was
The two movies have told us, and the cartoon series has given us the gospel of Ghostbusters.
I said it's not canon, dude. They catch them, they put them in a thing. That's part of the plot of some of the episodes was that they were running out of fucking room to store these goddamn ghosts.
They didn't even have a containment unit until the after credits sequence. I mean,
well, that's the thing. Like you don't destroy them; they're just there, and that's what they ended up doing in this movie, and that's not the same. And it looked like it could have been its own thing, but then they slapped Ghostbusters on it to make a quick buck. Is how I felt.
No.
You know.
No.
That's how I said. That's how I felt. You can't say no. That's not how I felt.
Well, you're sitting there going, and I go, no. I mean, I consider this, it's its own Ghostbusters, just like Extreme Ghostbusters is its own thing, just like Real Ghostbusters and the Ghostbusters movie are their own thing, and it's like, this is its own universe. I really like the characters. I mean, I agree with people that have issue that the thing they didn't like about this one was every time it had to call back to the originals by bringing in, the guest cameos and stuff like that. It's like when it's being its own thing, it's actually a very enjoyable film. So I don't know. I liked it.
I liked the girls. Well,
okay.
I liked.
You like Kevin? Who didn't like Kevin?
He's Thor.
An aquarium is like a submarine for fish.
Yeah. All the girls on their own were funny.
Yes.
Yeah, like they totally just Slimer was not even. I don't know what the fuck he was in it, but he's not. I don't.
He was pretty much exactly like he was in the movies, Frank.
Oh, they had a girl Slimer ride around in the car. How the hell did Slimer steal the car?
He stole the car, Frank. I mean,
yeah, it was. I knock it down a rating because it was, feels like they tacked on the name at the end of it. So that's the way I feel about it.
Well,
it could have been. It could have just been a B movie. But I bumped it down to C. So,
what do you think, Ian? How do you agree or disagree with Frank?
So you gave it a C? Like, if you were to give it out a what out of 10?
C is in the middle, Ian.
Not according to a grading scale.
C is average, though.
Yeah, but you have to have a 60%, because if you get a 50%, that's a D.
I think even a 60% you fail, I think.
Yeah.
I think it has to be like at least 65 or something like that to get a D.
Well, anyway, let's get off this subject, because it's fucking boring.
But you're
Frank doesn't
much
like being wrong.
It was kind of like my thing where I was like, it tried.
I enjoyed it. I like the characters. If you don't like the characters, then that's probably going to be your biggest issue with it. But, I mean, Holtzman, man.
I liked her. Didn't care much for Kristen Wiig's character, which
really?
I don't remember her name. She was funny when she was had her lady boner for Thor, but other than that, she was
It was like kind of like a bromance, but with chicks, between her, Aaron and Abby characters. They she was mad at her for with the book thing, but then later she's like, "I'm not going to leave you behind again, friend." So, anyway, Ian's like, "Whatever, I'm on Tinder."
No, I'm texting somebody. It's kind of like a. I don't want to get into it.
Okay.
But,
all right.
yeah, I invited Doug. I don't know what. I wonder what's going on with him.
He's probably working on a movie.
Yeah. I was meaning to ask you what's been going on with Jean. How's she doing?
Busy working. You know, I think the leg issues were been improved health wise and everything, but I don't know. Lots of work over there. Because you know, when you have health problems and all of a sudden bills pile up, I imagine. So I don't know. So
yeah.
Anyway, so I guess we're ready for the news then.
Yeah.
The news.
I gotta get used to these buttons though, man.
Oh man.
What was that one?
We just did.
Why did I have it?
Oh, there it is. The news with Ian and Frank and Ben.
Yep. But by the way, I wanted to say sorry to everybody that we weren't on last week because I was having the computer problems and I had to go over to my parents. I had to house sit the dogs and everything for them, and we were like, we could give a Thanksgiving break, anyways, you know.
Everyone's all tripping out on tryptophan. It doesn't matter, They're all on the turkey and going, yeah, man.
Except you.
Yeah.
You're a vegetarian.
Yeah. What about it?
I said you weren't on tryptophan, motherfucker.
Motherfucker. Anyway.
So, let's get into the meat of the news.
The news meat, as they call it.
Yep. Oh yeah, by the way, are you gonna mail me? Who's got articles today? Also,
I do.
Nope, not a one.
Oh, yeah, gonna do any news?
Nope.
Well, mail me that when you get a chance, then, Frank, please.
Sure.
Thank you. Okay, so this one is from the Know, which I tend to watch a lot, and I guess Frank watches their videos sometimes as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it says you can practically play Mad Libs with all the times YouTube makes mysterious changes and creators get up in arms, but it's happening all over again. This time, creators are worried that YouTube is forcing unsubscribes and taking views on top channels. Let's see if we can make sense of all the shouting. Link, and it has like a link and stuff. But yeah, this was like I guess a bug that like it's like made people like on like top channels like unsubscribed and stuff, and I don't know. I'm not sure. Have you guys heard about any of this?
Yeah, I've heard a little bit about it, but I haven't experienced it. I've just heard people complaining about it.
Well, I saw PewDiePie. He did a video about it. And the guys on Regular Seating have talked about it. Basically, you're subscribed. You have to go into your subscription things to view their most recent posts, versus the YouTube recommends, which is what they want you to see, not necessarily shit that you are into or the people you follow's latest videos. So that's one thing. And then, like he said about unsubscribe, like PewDiePie said that a channel he watches daily, he got unsubscribed from. I don't know if I've been unsubscribed from anything, because I do subscribe to a lot of channels, but don't watch all of them every day. So, kind of shitty.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube.
Yeah.
What the fuck,
Yeah.
YouTube?
Right? So, but PewDiePie said he made a bunch of clickbaity videos, and those actually got more hits than his regular videos. So it felt like they were throwing those in the recommended bullshits, and people were clicking on them because they're clickbait.
Yeah. I don't know, like, how PewDiePie is so popular. Like,
PewDiePie.
I don't know anybody that really watches him.
I like a couple of his videos, but not too much.
Right. Do you, like, there's another, who's that, like, really chunky guy that's, like, on his level of subscribers or whatever?
Chunky guy. Review Tech
He
USA.
has, like, a beard or whatever.
Was it Review Tech USA? I
I
follow
don't know.
him.
I don't know. Let me see if I could click on the video and try to find the picture of the guy talking about it. Because, yeah, PewDiePie was talking about it.
PewDiePie.
And a couple other people were. Yeah.
PewDiePie.
PewDiePie. Yeah, they do like really lengthy videos on everything, man.
It's 5 minutes right there.
Yeah. And why are you laughing at me all the time, man?
All the time?
No, I heard somebody snickering. I just said they make really lengthy videos, and I heard.
Well, I just said 5 minutes. That made me laugh because I like YouTube has actually extended it where their videos can be like hours long now, and I used to watch the shit when like 10 minutes was considered the max. So that just made me laugh.
I've
So
seen people.
are you laughing at me or no?
I'm laughing at the comparison that's a long video. That just made me laugh, dude.
Boy, I feel like you're laughing at me though.
Well, I didn't mean that, Ian.
Right. Well, I would think it would, like, this kind of thing only takes like 1 or 2 minutes, so compared to 2 minutes, I think it's a little bit longer.
Right. I mean, to just talk about this subject. Yeah. I mean, for the subject, yeah, that's a long video. I just meant, that was just the first thing that popped in my head. Long video, but I wasn't considering the subject matter. I was just thinking videos in general.
Right.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Okay.
Okay, this next one is about Bethesda tells. Are
you there?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, the way they worded this, it's a popular Doom fan game to shut down. So it's a fan game of like a. See, I'm confused too.
Yeah. I'm not confused. It's something separate. Bethesda tells popular Doom fan game to shut down. And it talks about Doom RL is a free roguelike that uses the Doom setting to offer random, digestible adventures full of super shotguns and what how do you say that word?
Cacodemons? Cacodemons? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cacodemons.
I don't know. I never really got into Doom, so.
Yeah, me neither. Now a takedown request from ZeniMax threatens to put an end to the project. In a tweet last night, DoomRL creator Cornell Kaisowitz shared an email from ZeniMax requesting the removal of all trademarks. They threatened further legal action if Kaisowitz did not comply. Then it has a letter. Dear website owner, ZeniMax Media Inc. and or its affiliates collectively, ZeniMax is the owner of some of the most famous trademarks in the video game industry, including the Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Doom, and the Evil Within trademarks. These trademarks are used to identify, advertise, and promote ZeniMax products and activities. They are protected around the world under U.S. and international trademark law. You're using ZeniMax trademarks as a meta tag, keyword, media, or other visible or concealed text in connection with your website located at doom.chaosforge.org. By doing so, you intentionally seek to attract internet users to your website. This unauthorized use of ZeniMax's intellectual property falsely suggests ZeniMax sponsorship or endorsement of your website. This practice infringes on ZeniMax's exclusive intellectual property rights. We demand you immediately remove all ZeniMax trademarks from meta tags, keywords, media, and other visible or concealed text that are connected to your website located at changeforge.org and the downloads. Also, further legal action may be pursued if the situation is not immediately resolved. And this Cornell guy says, so ZeniMax has just written to me demanding to take down the DoomRL site. They said that on Twitter. And they had a Kickstarter for this.
It's been around since 2003?
Yeah, it was like 14 years ago.
Yeah, that's bit of a time to just decide, hey, I would like you to take this down now that it's big.
Well,
it probably means that they're doing something similar now, and
Well, that and they've got the new Doom, and they want all the internet searches to be for them.
Yeah, but there's the old Doom is like still alive, man. People still mod that game and do stuff with it. So, I mean, I don't know. So,
yeah.
So if you like this, if you want to try this game out, I guess it's a good idea to pick it up because
they go bye-bye soon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so the original Doom was shareware, free to be distributed amongst gamers and fans. The series also had a community of dedicated modders and map creators. A popular mod, Brutal Doom 64, was nominated for Best Fan Creation at this year's Game Awards, while creations using Nintendo properties were removed from consideration. It's worth noting that Brutal Doom 64 was not. Yeah. Okay.
All right. I mean, I don't know. That kind of sucks for a game that's been around that long to get that, but
yeah.
At least he's moving on with something that's in the same vein of.
Right. I think that it can't be like, like squatters' rights or whatever, where it's like, I didn't pay attention to this for a long time or something,
Right.
Word. I've been living here for so long, it's my series now.
Well, it's not technically abandonware is the thing. The actual game engine, technically, I guess, could be, but since they own the property rights,
well, the whole thing with abandonware is it's a gray area legally. It's like the people that made it still technically own it, but they can be, sold or it's hard to track down, but they can still sue and get the rights. So,
yeah.
Anyway.
Right. Okay, so this another gaming news here. This is about Game Awards show mysteriously removes 2 Nintendo fan games. The Game Awards. By the way, this is I think it's like a couple weeks ago because since we didn't do the show, I was using the news for this.
21st, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm sure that they've already taken it out anyways, so.
Right.
But it does say that Game Awards will be out next week celebrating AAA gaming as well as smaller projects. 2 fan games based on Nintendo IPs, MA2R and Pokemon Uranium have disappeared from the Best Fan Creation nominees. AM2R is a fan remastering of Metroid 2, The Return of Samus. Released earlier this year, the project was hit with a DMCA claim. The game files can no longer be hosted on the project's website and must be found on upload sites or torrents. Pokemon Uranium is an original project that took 9 years to complete. The creators removed the game files from their site to avoid legal action from Nintendo. Nintendo has taken a hardline stance against fan creations and projects or in addition to these large projects, they were allegedly responsible for a DMCA takedown over 550 titles from GameJolt. Their aggressive protection of intellectual property lead a parody mashup of No Man's Sky and Super Mario to create a new game, DMCA Sky. Both games were up for consideration in the Best Fan Creation category of the Game Awards. They have since been removed, leaving Brutal Doom 64 and the Skyrim mod enter all Shards of the Order as the only remaining nominees. The removal of the games has not gone unnoticed to developers, with one Pokemon Uranium designer expressing some disappointment. Well, it was worth a shot. The Game Awards 2016 AM2R Pokemon Uranium removed as nominees for Best Fan Creation. Nintendo does everything.com. That's yeah.
Update.
Also, they do have an update. Nintendo has declined further comment and has referred Otaku to representatives of the Game Awards.
Mm.
Yeah, it says it's currently unclear why these 2 titles have been removed from consideration. Kotaku has reached out to both the Game Awards and Nintendo for clarification, but Nintendo's like, nope, not gonna explain shit.
Mm-hmm.
We don't care.
It's our property. We'll do with it what we want, and not you.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
fan creations. Another seems very similar to the last story.
Yeah.
It's like you can love a thing, but only to a certain extent.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh man.
Well, like, yeah. Well, I just like, so these are like, were these games that were on that you can make these like games for the Nintendo platform or something for the Wii U? Or
Probably not. When they said they took them down from GameJolt is just
It's one of those indie sites you can indie creators can put stuff up there, fan games, charities.
which I've got a
stuff.
few. I've got a few Mario knockoffs that were fan made that are actually really good, but they're probably not there now.
Right. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, how does like I thought Nintendo and like the awards company were like two separate things. So like, how did Nintendo control who's? Because I watched in the Noah video, they said they like developers and like creators can't control like who gets to be in the thing or whatever. But
well,
they probably win, you know.
Well, they probably didn't want to piss off Nintendo because a major company that, you know, could probably provide something for them, and they didn't want to be on their bad side. Like, you know what I mean? Like, plus Game Awards. What? Who's the, like, what company is that, like, hosts that, I guess, basically, is what I'm asking.
The Game Awards?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, if you click the link, where's it send you? Is it its own thing?
I could always try doing see if we can search on the wiki or something. Yeah.
Wiki.
Wicca, wicca, wicca. Wow.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah.
The Spike video. Oh, long. Formerly worked on the decade long. So it was on Spike TV.
Ah.
The Game Awards is an advisory committee which includes representatives from blah 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 Nintendo blah blah blah.
Ah.
So yeah. They're like, oh yeah, no, we don't want that. That would make sense.
Interesting.
Hmm.
You think you would want to have like people that are like a more neutral thing, you know?
Well, they're experts in video games, but I mean, it's like if you get them too neutral, it's like fan favorites, you know?
I mean, there is some, like, it's with movie theaters. I mean, with movie studios, you know, you want them to tie in and say, "Oh, look, we won this award at this award show," and then, you know, hold it up. But it's like the same time, you know, it's like you have to.
Right, the Academy chose the Oscar, and yeah,
it's a complicated situation.
Yeah, you got to have some sway with it. It's got to have some force behind it. If it just this guy's award for video game, that means shit.
Welcome to the Guy on YouTube Awards for Best Video Game.
Right. I think that's 90% of the video game videos.
Yeah, you know, I mean...
This is the best game ever. You know why? Because it's the best game ever.
It's the only game I've played for the last 4 years, that's why.
It's the best game fucking ever, man.
Yeah, man.
But pretty much, like, the consensus has pretty much been that, yeah, Nintendo's been, like, a really big with a lot of things lately, you know?
Well, yeah. I mean, Nintendo have kind of, you know, gone to the beat of their own drum. They kind of really don't care of what the consensus about things is. So,
yeah.
I mean, they kind of don't, like, they play in their own world and they don't really care about being on par with things, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes when their next console comes out.
Yeah, they're not, you're right, they're not really, like, community-based that much. Yeah.
Well, they're their own community, you know. They're like the Nintendo fans, you know, just like, you know, Apple have the, you know, Apple fans, and, you know, it's just a matter of when they start turning on them, it's like, oh, we done fucked up, sorry.
And it is true. Like, a lot of people saying that, yeah, the Nintendo Switch is probably going to be their last chance at, you know, like, redeeming themselves, you know,
or just give up consoles at that point. So.
I mean, do you guys think it wouldn't be too much of a shocker? Like, 10 years, Nintendo might not be around.
No, I wouldn't say that. I'd say that'd be more. I mean, Sega is still around. They just don't make consoles anymore, and Nintendo's a lot bigger than Sega right now. So, it's just, you know, I can see them leaving the console market, going strictly to handhelds and other things. I mean,
well, the whole serious gamer thing, people like buy a Nintendo because they want to play the Mario games, and they'll be the Mario platform basically. If you want to play the Mario games, you got to get a Nintendo or wait a couple years and the emulator will come out and you can play the shit on that.
well, Nintendo is what it is. I mean,
they're making money. I wouldn't mind having their money.
I mean, they've survived on doing their own thing. It's just a matter of, where they're going to, like, can they keep going because, Microsoft and
with
PlayStation.
The Xboxes and the PlayStations, huh?
Well, I mean, at that point, it's like, well, they're going to be their own tier of thing. I mean, I don't know. People grew up on Nintendo. I think that's why a lot of people are, they grew up on Nintendo. They want their kids to grow up on Nintendo. And if you've got, like, either older family members or younger family members, it's more for them more so than the middle, like, I'm a gamer, I must play Call of Duty.
Right.
So
the more family casual experience.
Casual. Filthy casuals.
Yeah. And at least you think they were... any of us here are, like, trying to be biased on this stuff. I do have a PlayStation article. That's bad for PlayStation.
All right, bring it on.
And then Doug comes in.
I heard you guys were talking bad. You done fucked up, Nintendo.
Yeah.
That's probably where he's at. He's probably recording that video right now. Nintendo, you done fucked up.
Yeah. Okay, so this is one of the. This happened to one of the guys that, he's on one of. I guess he's on the staff of the No YouTube channel. So I linked it directly to this thing, but you really have to watch the video to get the gist of everything. But it's just, in short, my PSN was hacked a week ago. After getting it cleared up, all was well until Friday night when I discovered my account was banned. And he explains why. So pretty much his account got hacked. He tried to... He noticed that, like, there was, like, pretty much... I think he said it was equivalent to, like, $110 or whatever US, because, everybody in the... I guess this guy, at least, is based in Canada, so... But it was, like, $110 pretty much that got... like charges on his PSN account, and then he tried to try to go into a chat or whatever about to try to get it cleared up, and they said that since it was the weekend they couldn't get to him, and then they would try to get to him as soon as he could. So what does he do? He goes to his PayPal that he used for it, and then he tells them about it, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this definitely looks like this is fraudulent." So they stopped, like they reimbursed him for that, and since PayPal is the middleman, they've like declined their charges or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not exactly too sure on how all that stuff works, but pretty much, like PayPal is the middleman, and so they were on his side, but then everything was fine, and then he went on his account. And it got banned because they I guess since he was able to dispute the charges with the PayPal, so they banned it, and thinking like, oh yeah, this guy was I guess it's automatically set where, like, if you put a charge on something and then you dispute it, you're trying to do like a fraudulent type of thing where you buy something but then you dispute it, and then Sony is stiffed on that bill essentially, so he gets banned, and then he tries to contact them, and they're pretty much like, oh yeah, you're SLL, you should you can't get your account unbanned unless you buy these actual cards for the actual value that was taken. And they were like, oh yeah, you should have came to us instead of doing what, like, probably 99% of people would do is try to go to their actual PayPal or
that's like saying,
or whatever.
Yeah,
first.
like saying you can't go to the bank and tell them, because it's like, it's your money. PlayStation doesn't have any right to that. So
you should have waited for us to eventually come around to you and work it out.
It's like, we couldn't do anything on the weekend because, we're more important than you, but you should have come to us. It's like, well, yeah.
And so pretty much they got him by the balls, and they were like, oh yeah, if you want to get your account unbanned, you got to buy these cards. So the value, I don't know what they are on the PS thing. Like you could buy like credits or some kind of things,
Well, basically, they make him pay it, right?
They can't do that. I mean, I'll tell you right now, if he were to sue or something, they can't make him pay for something that was a fraudulent thing that he was reimbursed for already. That's just that's not going to hold up. It's just this is right now the best thing for him is to just get this story out and go, hey, Sony, you fucked up, guys. Mm-hmm. Not cool.
Yeah, they were like at the end of the chat too. They were like, "Have a nice day."
Oh, man.
Yeah, and he did say at the end of the chat to the guy that I'm going to be reporting this to the Better Business Bureau.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he should, because he should not be obligated for fraudulent charges just because they all of a sudden they didn't get their money. It's like, well, he wasn't responsible for that anyway. If it's fraudulent charges, somebody else should be absorbing it. I mean, just stupid. Somebody didn't want to be responsible, and now they've screwed up big time.
The PSN card money will be used to pay the debt charge that the dispute caused. That money will be used so you cannot use it again. So he has paid money, but he wouldn't be able to use it for fucking... Fuck that.
Yeah, that's some... Yeah.
And they said that's kind of misleading language too, where it's an actual debt charge where he's not in debt for it. It was hacked.
It is a fraudulent charge, and you should not be held responsible for fraudulent charges. Your credit card company will reimburse you if they're any good, which most of them will. So,
yeah.
Anyway,
this is kind of a dick move. It's not kind of. It definitely is a dick move. But this is like Nintendo. This kind of shows them that they're kind of a dick on this type of stuff too. And like he asked him like, how am I going to be sure that this doesn't happen again? And he's like, the guy said, oh yeah, there's operators that's reviewed your case and work to make sure that this will never happen again. And it's like, how can you be? The guy was like, how can you be sure that when your shit gets hacked all the time?
Right.
I mean,
this third case of like tons of people getting ripped off.
This is all just mismanagement.
Since it went live, basically, it's been hacked.
Yeah, right? This is not good for them because they're going to have to come and apologize to people about this and, shoot themselves in the foot. Anyway.
Right. But yeah, I just thought I'd throw this out here, like Nintendo's not the only one that's kind of dicks to their people.
Well, companies are companies, man. They're run by a bunch of people just trying to, some people kick the can and some people have to go, oh, I'm sorry, here's your money back, and sometimes they make mistakes.
Right.
So.
Yeah. Okay, so this one is some more. Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing. We skipped an article. I thought I'd go try to group the gaming a little bit, but this one is another IP thing here. I almost got sued for knitting a Firefly hat. The legal risks of pop culture fan art.
Yeah, I've heard about that one. Well, might not exactly this case, but I've heard about people that they sell it. They have to call it a winter hat, like they have to call it certain things to not infringe on the copyright. Go ahead.
Undying devotion to your favorite TV show can lead to much worse than a sedentary life parked on the couch. For Stephanie Lucas, it threw her right in the middle of an intellectual property lawsuit. In March, she was hit with a cease and desist order from 20th Century Fox Television. Her actual offense, she was selling a knitted hat inspired by a Fox TV show on Etsy. Lucas is a member of the Firefly fan community, a group dedicated to Joss Whedon's short-lived space western series that originally aired on Fox. I'm absolutely in love with the show and its characters, Lucas says, and thus her shop features one special item dedicated to her fellow browncoats, nicknamed for the independence fighters and Firefly, now for the fans, and now for the fans themselves. Fans like to show their love for a show, and sometimes that comes in the form of fan art, Lucas told Tech Hive. A lot of these artists then try to sell their art and make a small profit off to something they love doing. Yeah. Yeah, it says, but there's a fine line when it comes to making memorable versus selling it, and that all comes down to copyright.
Well, I mean, it's basically a bootleg hat, so that is a concern.
Yeah. Yeah, some artist designs are considered a threat and give attorneys a headache, while others are considered benign or go completely unnoticed. The legal boundary is more of a blurry squiggle than a hard line, which poses quite the problem for fan artists. What's crazy too is, like, I bet you Joss Whedon probably would think that like, her selling this stuff was probably actually cool, you know?
Well, I mean, he made more money off of Dr. Evil, Dr. Horrible, than he did off of, writing and directing the Avengers. So, it's like, how much of it is, he's big on fans and all that stuff, but it's like, Fox, I don't know.
Yeah. And sometimes it's crazy because, like, a lot of times the actual artists that are involved with the actual, like, shows and stuff, like, they're more supportive than the actual, like, company and bureaucrats of the company, you know?
Yeah, that's copyright law for you.
Yeah. Yes, Stephanie Lucas was named in a large intellectual property suit against fan crafters involving a simple knitted 3-color cap. Jane Cobb, played by Adam Baldwin, wore such a bright red, orange, and yellow hat in one episode of Fox's short-lived sci-fi series. Cobb was a trigger-happy, rough, and tumble character, but is not so interesting. Cholo, he lied the softer side. His mother made it, so he wore it proudly. The hat quickly became a Firefly symbol, if you will, and it also was a fan crafter's dream, easy to make but not readily available, as no official version was for sale. Yeah. What do you think about this, Frank?
Well, I buy crap on Etsy because, like, there's stuff out there, especially with, like, the big Fallout thing, everyone and their brother is selling Nuka-Cola bottle caps.
Yeah.
Because they're easy to make. All you have to do is have a printer with some ink, print out a fucking label, and glue it to a bottle cap, and, another thing is, like, people are reselling, like, bottle caps that you buy online for literally 15 cents a piece. They're selling them for $7, $8. So there's money to be had on Etsy. Yeah, there's money to be had on Etsy and sites like that. It's just, like, trying to get away with stuff. I've seen, like I said, in my searches for, like, people selling Nuka-Cola bottles and caps, they'll have it, but they'll blur out the logo, or they'll name it something, like, instead of, Nuka-Cola, they'll put, Wasteland Beverage.
Well, I mean, there are artists that do portraits of people in the Simpsons style, but they have to label it yellow caricature. It's like, well,
yeah. You know what we're talking about.
It sucks too. Like, the article was saying, like, you can't, when there's, like, no way to actually get the type of thing, they don't.
Yeah,
they don't do the memorabilia and stuff, Yeah,
it wasn't like, Harry Potter and shit where you can go into Hot Topic and buy a scarf like they had at Hogwarts.
Yeah.
This shit was on a show. It wasn't that commercially successful, so there was no marketing, and these guys really like it, and
Yeah. Well, like, I think it would be cool if they had something set up where, like, if you are doing that type of thing where you have to be forced by law to give, like, a percentage or something,
Yeah, I mean, the thing is,
but then that can get abused too.
Yeah, the thing, like, if they give them their percentage, the thing about corporations are greedy, and they say, no, we own the rights, you can't do any of it. And it's not like even if she sold 100 of them, she's not making a fortune. She's not hurting Fox's income, but they will claim it, and she doesn't have the money to combat it, so she just has to stop. That's why they do a cease and desist instead of actually asking for the back money.
Yeah. I mean, they're full within their rights to do that. I do feel sympathy for her.
Yeah, I mean, it's their property. They can do what they want with it, but if you really want the fans to keep liking your shit...
Well, I'm just sitting here going, so how come Fox isn't just selling these things now? Because they know there's a demand for them. I mean, the show's not around, but they could make money off of it. I mean, it's their own fault for sitting on it.
Fox hasn't known what the fuck they're doing for years. They got rid of Family Guy and then brought it back because people bought the DVDs. They made a channel for movies or whatever the hell FXX was for originally, but then they do a Simpsons marathon and it gets more ratings than anything else they've ever put on, so it's the Simpsons channel now.
Emptied. Homer emptied.
And demonetized.
No, it was just long enough that, we got away with it. So anyway.
Yeah, I just thought that's interesting because I always like doing IP articles and stuff there.
I also want to mention, since we're talking about Firefly, apparently the actor who played Book, is it in Firefly? He passed away recently. So
yeah, I heard something about one of them. I have the DVDs I borrowed from you, and I still have yet to watch it.
You should check it out. It's a good show. I mean,
everyone says it is.
Well, yeah, but it was also really short-lived. So I mean, then now it's a comic book, and they've continued it on. So I don't know.
I just hate wanting more and the shit not being there. Like, my wife's really gotten into the Netflix original series, and they're very popular, very successful, very good. But I want to wait until there's a whole shit ton of seasons, and then I can watch them all together.
Well, yeah, but if you don't watch the one season when it comes out, they're not going to make the next one. So, yeah. But I mean, I can relate, Frank, because remember I told you I watched Reboot when I realized, hey, there was entire seasons we didn't get in the U.S., and then I watched it and it ended on a cliffhanger. And well, it ended on a cliffhanger originally, and then I watched it, and then that one ended on a cliffhanger that was continuing the comics. I say, screw it, it's done. That's done. And I watched Sliders, and that one ended on a cliffhanger just because there were so many problems. The writers were just like, "Fuck it, we're out." I mean,
I read this a little bit of this story somewhere.
Oh, so you did hear about this. All right. Okay, so this is about no evidence of aloe vera found in the aloe vera at Walmart, CVS, and another article was saying Target also. Yeah, Walmart, Target, and CVS sell aloe without appearances of plant. The aloe vera gel many Americans buy to soothe damaged skin contains no evidence of aloe vera at all. Samples of store brand aloe gel purchased at national retailers Walmart, Target, and CVS show no indication of the plant in various lab tests. The products all listed aloe barbadensis leaf juice and another name for aloe vera as either the number one ingredient or number two after water. And it says there's no watchdog assuring that aloe products are what they say they are. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, doesn't approve cosmetics before they're sold and has never levied a fine for selling fake aloe. That means suppliers are on an honor system, even in the total U.S. market for aloe products, including drinks and vitamins, has grown 11% in the past year to 146 million, according to Chicago-based market researcher, Spins LLC. Quote unquote, you have to be very careful when you select and use the Aloe products, said Todd Cooperman, president of White Plains, New York based consumerlabs.com, which has done aloe testing. Aloe's 3 chemical markers, aceman, and malic acid and glucose were absent in the tests for Walmart's, Target, and CVS's product conducted by a lab hired by Bloomberg News. The 3 samples contained a cheaper element called maltodextrin, a sugar sometimes used to imitate aloe. The gel that's sold at another retailer, Walgreens, contained 1 marker, malic acid, but not the other 2. That means the presence of aloe can't be confirmed or ruled out, said Ken Jones, an independent industry consultant based in Chapala, Mexico. It says 2,300 stores. Target Corp declined to comment. Spokesman for Walmart Stores Inc., CVS Health Corp, and Walgreens Boots Alliance Inc. said their supplies confirmed to them that their products were authentic. The 4 retailers have 23 outlets or 2,300 outlets between them. But the 4 gels that Bloomberg had analyzed were Walmart's Equate Aloe After Sun Gel, which with pure aloe vera, Target's Up and Up Aloe Vera Gel with pure aloe vera, CVS After Sun Aloe Vera Moisturizing Gel, and Walgreens Alcohol-Free Aloe Vera Body Gel. The lab that did the testing requested how do you say that word?
Which word?
Anonymity.
Anonymity. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
To preserve its business relationships. The test used a technique called nuclear magnetic resonance. It found additives such as maltodextrin and other ingredients like triphenyllamine and emulsifier in all of the samples. Lactic acid, component that indicates degraded aloe vera, was absent. Okay. But yeah, I mean, like, I just found this article interesting because it was like...
Yeah, it's not like... It's not food where they have to say, this is a cheese product. It is not cheese.
Right.
Just like supplements. People buy... My mom and a lot of people I know love supplements.
There's no regulation.
Yeah.
I mean, remember that, what was it, Allison Hayes, the 50-foot woman, the original one? She took a supplement for iron or something, and it gave her, like, lead poisoning or something. It gave her something that killed her, so it's like, oh, that's not... Yeah. You don't know what's in that.
No. Chinese cancer, that's all that's in them.
I mean, there's all kinds of movements about you don't really know what you're getting in with vitamins, supplements, even, like, you know... The sex toy industry has been having issues with that, where it's like, this stuff is toxic. Don't use.
Well, like,
so, like cosmetic stuff. Like, I heard a lot of that stuff can actually be bad for you, like all the chemicals and stuff in it.
Oh yeah, if you don't know what you're putting on,
This is bad because it's for treatment of an injury, basically a sunburn, and it's not like regular cosmetic, like makeup.
It's a health thing.
Yeah, it's
like medicine.
And people get it because aloe, it not only soothes, they go, well, it's natural, it's got aloe in it. No, it doesn't, and that's bad.
Yeah. Now, although they're not required by the FDA to do that, to have a certain standard or whatever. Like, I'm sure on a case by case basis, you could probably sue for like false advertising.
If somebody takes it and has an allergic reaction because it's marshmallows or something or peanuts, and they didn't label that, I'm sure, but it's like you're
not allergic to fake aloe, no.
Well, we're going to be in for regulating the FDA and health things like this. We're going to be in for a long haul of needing to do more of that down the road. So
as
buckle
more
up.
cheap foreign crap comes into the country because people can't afford to actually put said ingredients into their shit, yeah, it's going to be more of a bumpy ride.
Well, don't. I wouldn't even say it's like I wouldn't start blaming it as foreign stuff coming in, because it's really a matter of what the companies can get away with putting out there. Because, I was reading a story recently about a woman who refused to let this one thing that was used as a calmative for morning sickness or whatever. They refused to. The woman refused to pass it through the FDA, even though, or whatever her position was, even though the companies were like, other countries have done it, let's do it. And then it turns out that in like Canada and England, it led to like, birth defects and like, limbs being, like limbs not growing properly in children. So it's like, we didn't have that in the US because she managed to stand up to the constant scrutiny. So it's like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, back when like food with generic cereal, they're like, oh, it's made by the same companies, it's just sold under a different brand. This is such a gray area,
Well, in the U.S., like our candy, our cereal, it can't be sold in the U.K. because stuff like with the marshmallows and stuff, that's considered candy. It's not considered cereal at that point. So, I don't know, man. It's crazy.
You feel like this is a big government trying to kill you or something?
They're letting stuff go through because of lower regulations. I mean, people are like a lot of government officials like less regulations because it saves the companies money. So they think, well, if we save them money, the thing is, they say that it'll save everybody money in the long run. It won't, because the company doesn't pass those savings on to you, but they will pass them on to the elected officials that give the okay.
And then the consumers get screwed over by a bad product, and then of course they start and of course there's the conspiracy people who are like, oh, this thing, it gives you, autism, so therefore, and it's like, oh no. So, people.
That's what I'm saying, like, the government is trying to kill you with this.
They're not trying, but they're not trying not
they're
to.
not they're not helping it stop it. It would be the best way to phrase it.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, we don't have enough money to regulate the shit we got now, let alone add more regulation.
We don't hit interest in saving you. That would require work. If you pay us like the companies pay us, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think on that? Because I know there was like that whole movement on the like listing on the like the if something has GMO in it. Like, I went to the deli at my store the other day, and they were saying, hey, this meat doesn't have GMO in it or whatever. You could like of this certain brand or whatever. So it was nice that they were telling me about that, but like I know it would be hard to list, like, to say it has GMO on everything, but I know people are still saying you probably should.
One of the cooking shows I actually watched on YouTube, they were making they make representations of like stuff you could buy at, say, KFC, how to bake it at home, and it's exactly the same. And when they're making it, they're dumping all this MSG in it. It says, yes, it is a lot of MSG. And if you're worried about that much MSG, don't ever eat fast food ever again. You don't know it's in there until you're like, oh, I've been eating that. Ooh.
Yep.
Yeah. It's crazy though, because some of that stuff it does sound like it's not that it's just unhealthy for you, like it could actually be toxic to you,
Well, that's kind of what it is, man. I mean,
well, I mean, like it doesn't just like make you, like, fast food nowadays just doesn't make, because like back in the day it used to like make you fat, but I think with a lot more of the chemicals and stuff that they put in.
Super Sesame was a long time ago, dude. I mean, it's always been unhealthy to eat a lot of fast food. It's just,
anything not in moderation is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, anything in excess is bad.
You're like three Baconators a day is bad for you.
Well, like even eating healthy, to a certain extent, Well, if your excuse is, well, it's natural. Drinking too much water can kill you.
Yep.
So you don't worry too much about getting everything organic or whatever?
No.
You know, the green movement and stuff, like, for a while has been a good thing, you know, with the whole, you know, alternative energy thing and the whole, like, company, you know, like, oh, we have salads now, and sometimes it's good when there's actually good healthy stuff coming out, but then they're like, oh yeah, we make salads, you know, I mean, they're mostly beef, and then there's a leaf of lettuce in there, but we're calling it a salad, you know, it's I don't know.
The thing is, to be healthy, you got to make good life choices. And the thing is, they give you so many options that you're not going to make a decision to be a healthy, you know, person making good choices. You're going to be a fatty McFat who's going to just keep eating fat.
Fatty McFat.
That's me. I was, you know, they put the season in. My doctor explained it to me when I was like, yeah, this is what I eat all the time. And she's like, yeah, the problem is they put stuff in it because they want it to taste good because they want you to buy more. They don't really give a fuck about your health, which is true. They figure that's on you, and people aren't doing that.
Well, Frank, if you know, you just pretty much summed up the existence of the cigarette, companies for a good 50-something years before. It's like, well,
and now smokeless tobacco. Let's make the machines have nicotine in it, so they don't have to grow the tobacco plants. They'll just plug their fucking thing in, and all of a sudden they're addicted.
Now they'll get you addicted and make it taste like candy, so it'll be even more.
Yeah.
I mean, there was the thing. It's like less people are smoking now, but more people are vaping, and vaping is just like, you know,
it's healthier.
It's just like,
no evidence.
The point is that it's like supplements. It's not being as regulated as cigarettes are. So, congratulations, they'll be putting all kinds of tar in your, you know.
I worked with guys who are into vaping, and their big argument, it's better than, like, no, there's no long-term effect studies yet. And
the vaping people are pretty much just the people that smoke clove cigarettes because they think it's healthier for them. Shut up. Just admit you're doing something bad, okay? Get over it.
No, the guys that I know are really into it, and when they decided recently to put more regulation into it, their thoughts were that, well, that's just the cigarette companies getting their greasy bits into it and ruining it for the guys who are doing something different. And yeah, it's neither one is good for you, but it was both started with, well, it's cheaper and it's better for you, when it's in reality not so much.
People just want to believe they're making better decisions. It doesn't really matter if they are or not.
They want the feel goods.
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
maybe I wonder if a good rule of thumb is if it tastes good, then it's probably bad for you.
Yes,
that's pretty standard thing. If it tastes good, you shouldn't be eating it.
That's true with gout. If you ever look up a list of things that you're not supposed to eat if you have gout, that's the exact list right there. Hey, this tastes good. Nope, can't have that. This tastes bad. You can eat all that you want.
Yeah.
So,
like, I've been drinking these Fruituos. Like, it has no calories and all of that stuff, or like sugar, but like it does have, you know, like the artificial flavors and corn syrup or whatever, you know.
Everything is the high fructose corn syrup anymore.
Did you see the commercial where
Ice Cubes can have it at this point.
The girl's trying to give her husband a popsicle, and he's like, "No, that's got high fructose corn syrup in it." She's like, "And?" He's like, "Well, you know what they say about high fructose corn syrup?" And she's like, "What?" And he's like, and she's like, "That it's corn and sugar." Pussy. That's the only thing she's not doing in the commercial, calling him pussy.
Yeah.
Anyways, can we get to your news?
Oh, okay. Well, I'll start off with waiting for my theme here.
Okay.
I guess that's my theme. That's cool. I'll take the applause. Okay, so I'm not doing this in the order I emailed you. I apologize, but I'll paste them in the chat so you can click them there, okay?
Okay.
You remember a couple of weeks ago, or I don't even remember how long ago it was, I did the story about most of the Apple chargers sold on Amazon are fake?
Yes, I do remember that.
Here's a similar article that's kind of, I guess, a follow-up.
Okay.
Safety tests of 400 fake Apple chargers brought online reveal that 99% of them are dangerous.
Dangerous.
A large-scale test of 400 fake Apple chargers brought online from 8 different countries, including the USA, found that a staggering 99% failed safety tests. The BBC reports that the tests were commissioned by UK consumer production body Charter Trading Standards Institute, which found that of the 400 chargers purchased online, just 3 had sufficient insulation to protect against electronic shocks in the most basic safety test performed. The CTSI urged consumers to buy only from reputable suppliers. I mean, like we said last time, it's not that hard to make a white cable and people fucking buy it. That's got the same shit, right? And no. I told you my fake Samsung charger desoldered itself. So the USB plug was still in the bottom of my phone when I unplugged it. Like the metal part. So with these days, kids with the lithium-ion batteries exploding in phones with their standard chargers and quick chargers going faster and hotter than regular chargers, this scares the living shit out of me. So
yeah, like I've been having a lot of bad luck with technology and stuff myself, man.
yeah.
Like with my power supply and then my TV. I told you guys about my TV, right?
Yeah.
That died. I had to fill out an RMA so I could get a replacement for that Android box.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
So
it
yeah,
went down too?
Yeah, like there was no video signal. That the company was like really quick in responding to me though. That the customer service was pretty good.
Good.
Like I got it mailed out. I'm gonna get a replacement.
Cool.
But it just sucked because I had nothing to watch. Like I had no Android box. I had no computer to watch anything on.
Watch it on your phone, right?
Well, like for a while I didn't have a TV. I finally just got a 50-inch TV.
Cool.
So that was nice, but I still didn't have anything to watch it on. Like I watched a bunch of YouTube on the YouTube app of my Xbox.
Yeah.
At least I had that, but yeah, it's crazy when this technology is like my TV was an LG TV, and I think that LG actually had like lawsuits and stuff because their stuff was actually like routinely going bad like after the warranties would go out or something like that.
Don't say that.
Yeah,
my monitor's an LG.
Wow.
Actually, I got a thing in the mail from them saying you can extend your warranty, and I'm like, I still have a warranty.
Yeah. Well, yeah, this just goes back to the quality control we were talking about, like the other shit, man.
When you bought your power supply, I was like, Only thing I recommended to him when he was looking at them, I said the only thing I would do is do the 80 plus, just because. But
yeah, that's what I got was the 80. I got an 80 plus gold actually.
Okay, good. That's what I got. And it's all about what you can afford and what you think meets your needs. I've seen people do builds with those Corsair CX ones, but everybody says that they're bad. I don't know why. So, but good luck to you on it. Hope you get some good service out of that power supply.
Yeah, thanks.
Without your bugs.
Yeah.
Imagine computers run faster without bugs in them. I actually looked for dust in mine because I hadn't cracked the case open in a year, and I only had a little bit on the fan blades. But anyway, so anyone else have anything to say about this article before I go on?
No, go on ahead.
Go ahead, man.
Well, still talking about Apple. I figured I'd bring this one up. Here's a creative new thing from Apple. Their iPhone 8 may come with a flexible OLED display. It's not at all anything Samsung had. Hey, wait a minute. Samsung wants the foldable display.
Yeah.
They actually made a fucking video of a guy pulling a phone out of his pocket like a wallet and unfolding it. They're like, wow. Apple, the Cupertino-based technology giant, has a lot riding on the 2017 edition of its most popular product today, the iPhone. Next year marks 10 years since the late Steve Jobs unveiled the very first iPhone to the world. Jesus, that long ago. Setting standards on which the world of smartphones have taken cue and progressed. Mobile devices have since evolved manifold, and manufacturers worldwide have given Apple a close run for its money. The iPhone is no longer miraculous, and in the recent past, Apple has even been accused of no longer being innovative. The last couple of renditions, yeah, were kind of shit. They're just like, hey, let's get rid of the headphone jack.
Yeah.
I do have to say, though, like, at the time they were innovative. Now, my Google Pixel that I ordered looks just like a fucking iPhone. It even has space at the bottom where there could be a home button, but there's not. This, I mean, granted, renderings like this have been circulating the internet since the first iPhone came out. I doubt they're going to do anything that's like this crazy. But, I don't know. I know that they're neck and neck with Samsung and Apple, and I figured I'd throw this in there for, to show that the war is still kind of going on.
Yeah.
Apple has reportedly prototyped 10 different versions of the iPhone 8 for developmental purposes, of which the flexible OLED version happens to be one. While Apple already has a deal with Samsung Electronics for OLED displays, the company has apparently asked for the other OLED display makers to come up with high-resolution OLEDs that other than Samsung. So, yeah, the thing was they sued Samsung, but they were still using, like, what was it, something on the phone was a Samsung, even though they were suing them. I don't fucking know. It's been back and forth with those two.
Yeah.
The fingerprint scanners. That was a thing that they filed a patent for. What what do you think, Ben? You're kind of quiet there. You got an iPhone.
I have an iPhone. What am I supposed to care about now?
Do you think it'd be cool if the next iPhone had a flexible display?
I mean, people were already complaining about the last iPhone being bendy in your pocket, so.
Well, that wasn't the display though. That was everything
I'm just
else.
saying, it's like I don't think they need to do that. That's like, hey, the next note, it's gonna be able to warm your pocket up real nice on a cold winter's night.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Ian?
Yeah, I don't know, like the anything like I don't think it's a good idea, man. Like, yeah. Like, then people are just gonna, like, kids and stuff are just gonna, like, crease them and stuff,
They're gonna try to bend them and see if they can fuck it up.
Somebody goes, look what I can do. I mean, people were doing that already. Like, when does it break? See? Look.
Does this thing bend? Oh, it bent my pocket. Oh. And, that's what's going to happen. They're going to go, look, I'll bet you can't. And then they fuck it up. When I got my first iPhone, I was reading all the forums. And one guy was like, so I was showing to my friend that the iPhone is scratch resistant with my keys. And I accidentally did scratch the fucking thing. How do I fix it? And they're like, it's not scratch proof, you fool. So, yeah, there's going to be idiots as long as there are people to make shiny things for the idiots. But while we're talking about phones, the FCC, where we had talked about their whole problem with Verizon doing their DirecTV streaming service, not eating away at your data. Do you remember that?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they said that it was like insider trading kind of because DirecTV was owned by AT&T and Verizon had some other thing like similar. Well, they basically the Federal Communications Commission sent separate letters to AT&T and Verizon on Thursday. So this is recently, further expressing concerns over the carrier's use of data cap exemptions, a practice more colloquially known as zero rating. Basically, they're like, yeah, you're hurting the consumer. And AT&T's like, no, we're not. And Verizon's like, say what? yeah. Why do they think it hurts the consumer exactly? I read this article and I'm still kind of hazy on it.
Mm-hmm.
AT&T has repeatedly defended this charge by saying that DirecTV does pay the same rates as any of the other companies in the sponsored data program, but since AT&T owns DirecTV, the FCC isn't buying it. The agency estimates that a third-party video service would have to pay AT&T $16 per month to offer zero-rated service to someone who streams 10 minutes of video over LTE data per day, and $47 per month for someone who streams LTE video for 30 minutes per day. DirecTV Now, meanwhile, starts at $35 a month. I mean, yeah, they would charge out the ass for their data, and people will use the data. So if that's for a 30-minute video, people just sit on their phones and watch shit. People don't talk. People don't call. They just text and pull up videos, you know?
Yeah.
So, Wilkins again asked the Verizon respond by December 15th. So he's putting out there, hey, come on. And zero rating has been the big gray area in the open internet debate for the past 2 years since the net neutrality rules of the FCC passed in 2015 do not give any specific judgment on sponsored data programs. Wilkins even notes in the Verizon letter that the FCC's concern is not with zero rating per se. Oh, and then President-elect Trump has hired 3 staunch opponents of the current FCC's pro-regulation tendencies to help determine his transition team's FCC-related policy. And Trump himself has been largely anti-regulation during his campaign. He's a businessman. Of course he doesn't like regulations. They hurt his money, Franklin says.
Right.
Well, Frank, you're not talking out of school, so.
Anybody have any thoughts on this?
Nope.
I want to know what the general public thinks of like the, like all these FCC versus like the phone companies and ISPs and stuff,
I like that they're trying to get rid of data caps totally. That's the thing. I think they think it hurts the consumer because it's still data caps. Because the FCC wants them to do away with, or Netflix does at least.
Well, Netflix, they just released that their next app, it's like Spotify in that you can download some stuff and watch it offline. So yeah, so we're talking, I mentioned the president-elect and talking about policy and jobs, and here I found this story. By the way, I did find one article I'd like to share after you're done, Frank. So.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's cool. That sounds good, man.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't have any. Okay, good.
Well, I did too until I was like, oh yeah, I could talk about this. So I figured I'd drop it in.
Stephen Hawking, automation and AI is going to decimate middle-class jobs. Artificial intelligence and increasing automation is going to decimate middle-class jobs, worsening inequality and risking significant political upheaval, Stephen Hawking has warned. In a column to the... Huh?
I was just going to say, so it takes a genius to be able to tell us this?
Well, in a column in The Guardian, the world-famous physicist wrote that the automation of factories has already decimated jobs in traditional manufacturing, and the rise of artificial intelligence is likely to extend this job destruction deep into the middle classes, with only the most caring, creative, or supervisory roles remaining. Yeah, so basically, we'll make robots to make things, and we'll have a couple people in there to service the robots.
Well, I mean, AI and stuff, it's not even a matter of the robots. It's a matter of, like tech stuff and all that, managing the business stuff. A lot of, we don't have factory workers, but we got people in call centers, and they're outsourcing the call centers, and then they're moving that stuff to AI and, wikis and stuff like that. So, yeah.
A report put out in February 2016 by Citibank in partnership with the University of Oxford predicts that 47% of U.S. jobs are at risk of automation. In the UK, 35% are. In China, it's a whopping 77%, while across the OECD, it's an average of 57%. So...
Yeah, I remember, I guess finally they decided to go back and they're not charging you anymore. But I remember I was upset when Time Warner, they started charging you to be able to pay your bill with a human.
Mm-hmm. It's like you said, it's not, something we don't know, but this gives us better projections and figures on it than just us going, the computers are going to take all our fucking jobs.
Well, what did you say his projection was, like, in the next, like, decade or something?
Where's his exact numbers?
Because they're talking about numbers and projections.
Well, there's the UK stats there. The West. The development of artificial intelligence could spell the end of the human race, he said in late 2014. I don't know. I think it's a little less, a little more real when it's said by somebody that I consider intelligent. I don't know.
Well, pretty much, like Ben was saying a long time ago, pretty much like all the, like it's just going to come down to where, like, the only thing that you're going to work on is just like creative things,
Mm-hmm.
Any kind of technical anything, like, or redundant, like things you really don't have to, like repetitive type things, anything that is a process,
Well, I mean, I've mentioned it on previous episodes. I don't remember if it was back my show or this one now, but it's like the factory line and stuff. That's all like Industrial Revolution stuff, and we're getting way past that. And the middle class American worker is still working in factories or doing all these menial labor jobs. And it's like, well, that's going to get phased out in the next. I mean, not phased out, but it's going to get hurt just like the factory labor did. It's like, it's what's the middle class going to do? They kind of have to do different kind of work more so than just the 9 to 5 and leave. It's going to be something different.
Yeah, anything that like doesn't really take a brain to do. That's
I don't know if I'd phrase it that way, but it's like stuff that doesn't require creative or like
problem solving.
It doesn't take, you don't have to take initiative to think and figure out things out. It's more of you're just doing this slot to move on to the next one. And
education is
that's
going
all
to be very
creative
big
thinking
in the
is problem solving.
So sorry to bring us down with that one, guys.
Thanks, Frank.
Here's one
Thanks,
I
Frank.
picked. Here's one I picked more or less for the title. I saw this and I said, I gotta talk about this.
Okay,
Elon
go
Musk's
ahead.
OpenAI is using Reddit to teach an artificial intelligence how to speak.
Oh boy.
NVIDIA has delivered the first DGX-1 supercomputer to non-profit artificial intelligence research company OpenAI. The supercomputer has a whopping 170 teraflops of computing power, equivalent to 250 conventional servers. Elon Musk artificial intelligence AI company, OpenAI, just received a package that took $2 billion to develop. NVIDIA CEO Jin-Sung Huang just delivered the first DGX-1 supercomputer to the nonprofit organization, which is dedicated to advanced digital intelligence in the way that is most likely to benefit humanity as a whole, unconstrained by a need to generate financial return. The supercomputer will tackle the most difficult challenges facing the artificial intelligence industry by reading through Reddit forums. And apparently, Reddit's size was not a hindrance. In fact, the site's size is the main reason why the online community was specifically chosen as DGX-1's training ground. Deep learning is a very special class of models because as you scale up, they always work better, says OpenAI research Andrei Karpathy. The nearly 2 billion Reddit comments will be processed by DGX-1 in months instead of years, as the $129,000 desktop-sized box contains 8 NVIDIA Tesla P100 GPUs, 7 terabytes of SSD storage, that's all, and 2 Xeon processors. apart from the aforementioned 170 teraflops of performance. So I've heard about.
I guess each node it has the 7 terabytes or whatever.
I don't know. And then the basically, like he said about deep learning, this is what they said like about Watson, where you can learn a lot, but if it's too broad, it's hard to focus it. Like it took a long time for Watson to get up to where it was. This is not as broad, I guess, so it's more narrow. I don't know.
I remember I was trying to discuss and trying to figure out myself like what the difference was, like, because I guess with the bigger scale things like servers and stuff, they use the flops, which are floating point operations, instead of, you know, like the hertz, like gigahertz, like, because I guess it would be different for terahertz versus teraflops, you know. But I guess you're looking at that type of scale, like, I don't know how many flops a terahertz computer would be, but
yeah, that's pretty you know, interesting, and within my realm of interest, because I like shit about AI and I like Reddit, so I said, oh, that's cute.
Yeah. Well, some people think that artificial intelligence might not be possible because consciousness uses like quantum mechanics and stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, well, we're still
quantum computers, you know.
Well, we're still not sure if free will is a thing, so.
Yeah.
Ooh, I went
you
there.
Go way down the rabbit hole with all that shit, man.
Let me get my tinfoil hat on. I'll be ready to talk for another 4 hours. So
well, you can keep doing that. I'm just gonna go then.
No, I'm almost done. I have like 2, maybe 3 stories here. Here's a feel-good story. Augmented reality treatment reduces phantom pain and missing joints. Phantom limb pain is a mysterious ailment. People with amputations experience aches and acute pains in an arm or leg that isn't there, making the problem notoriously difficult to treat. But a new type of therapy using augmented reality is surprisingly effective at reducing even the most untraceable phantom pain. The AR therapy method, first proposed in 2014 by Max Ortiz Catalan of the Chalmers University of Technology, just completed its first highly promising clinical trial. The team selected 14 amputees whose phantom limb pain was chronic and unresponsive to other therapy methods. The patients were equipped with microelectronic sensors, or microelectric sensors, that detected the signals in muscles that once controlled the missing limb. These signals are tracked and analyzed and linked to movements in a virtual environment. Opening the hand or twisting the wrist of an on-screen limb. Once the calibration is complete, the virtual limb is superimposed on a live webcam image of the patient, starting just where the real limb stops. The user thinks of movements and the virtual limb executes them. Over 12 semi-monthly sessions, patients were asked to put the virtual limb into various positions, use the sensors to control a car in a racing game, and so on. Amazingly, by the end of the 12 sessions, reported pain was reduced by about half, and interruptions of daily activity or sleep from it were similarly cut down. The 4 patients on pain medication reduced their dose, 2 of them by 81%. 6 months later, the improvements were still present, implying a lasting therapeutic benefit. So, that's interesting.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I saw a story about a guy who he was in a car accident and lost one of his arms, and his other hand, he felt it clenched in a fist, and that it was digging into his hand, and that it was, you know, he'd even attempted suicide over the pain it was causing him. And then they decided, well, how about this? And they took a mirror and they had him place his one hand in front of the mirror, and so it felt like he was looking at the other hand, and then he could immediately ungrasp it and not feel the pain. And it's like, that's, man, the mind, man.
Yeah, your mind sees it. It's, you know, like when you crack your knuckles, you're waiting to feel that pop, you know, and it could just be that little bit, just enough to get you, you know, whatever scratches that itch.
Just jacking it.
Yeah.
Hey,
And this.
hey, for what?
Are you scratching yourself?
No,
Someone jacking it?
maybe.
Oh, okay.
This was a good article, Frank. This is definitely an interesting thing you were armed with here.
Ian, damn it. Damn it, Ian.
Yeah.
No, you didn't. If you're going to do puns, at least... Dude, come on, man. Just...
God damn it, at least try, dude.
I mean...
Moving on now, because he's...
We got you red-handed with that one, and you just had to go and ruin it.
Well, I'm sorry, Frank. Maybe next time you should have gave me a hand.
Let's move on to Frank's last story, maybe?
No, that was 3, so this is the second to last.
Yeah. So, Amazon's snowmobile is actually a truck hauling a huge hard drive. Is that let that sink in. Amazon has a new service that makes Google Fiber seem slow, and it rides on 18 wheels. This is getting my DJ voice on here. Yes, today's speediest internet connections make it faster to download movies than to go to the store and buy them. But downloading or uploading truly large amounts of data can still take days, months, or even years. Think of film studios' entire video archives or the satellite imagery collections of government agencies. That is a problem for Amazon, which wants companies to store their information in its lucrative cloud. But it's also a natural one for Amazon, a logistics company at heart, to solve. So this week, the company announced one of its strangest ideas yet, a tractor trailer that would transport your data to Amazon's own data sensors. Insert information superhighway joke here. Amazon announced the new service, confusingly named Snowmobile, as its reInvent conference in Las Vegas this week. It's designed to shuttle as many as 100 petabytes, around 100,000 terabytes per truck. That's enough storage to hold 5 copies of the Internet Archive, a comprehensive backup of the web, both present and past, which contains only about 18.5 petabytes of unique data. So,
yeah, like I was trying to upload stuff to the OneDrive account that I got 200 gigs for free when I bought that hard drive.
Yeah,
and I was trying to just upload my music library too because I don't have like a whole lot of music. I only have like 50 gigs, so like I just uploading that took like a good part of the day, because it was limiting my upload to just like I think it was like half a megabyte a second for some reason, and I think I could get like a few megs at least. You
could get this big ass truck to drive around with your little fucking drive connected to it.
We're gonna have Teamsters driving around our internet for us, guys.
We're here for your hard drive, man. Give it up.
No, I can just see it. We got a great big convoy driving up all your porn.
Poor Ian would be sitting there in his apartment and hear beep, beep, beep. Air brakes.
Yeah.
Then some big burly guy gets out. Hey man, you got that now iTunes library you want to back up?
NickyChicks.com. Anyway,
using multiple semis to shuttle data around. Where's this? Uploading 100 petabytes over the internet would take more than 28 years. Ugh.
Yeah, I believe that.
Cut to dial-up.
Especially with data caps.
Oh, man.
Apparently, Snowball wasn't quite enough for customers. I'm just reading these trying to get to the little dash lines here. The site advertises itself as capable of handling data at the exabyte scale, or by Amazon's new measurement, 10 truckloads.
Truckloads of data. There we go. That's what we're getting into, folks.
Wow.
Brought it back around. Thanks, Amazon.
Turn around.
I want to know. It's like, I wonder if there's any quality control of the people. Like making sure the people aren't downloading that for themselves personally. You got to
trust your data. I don't know. Well, I think they probably. I've worked with truck drivers, so I'm assuming they probably have a kind of agreement where because like I've met truck drivers that haul, uh, hospital grade pharmaceuticals. They're in ignorance of everything. They have no idea what it is they're dropping. They just know where it's going. And I'm assuming these guys would probably be the same. They might have technicians to actually connect the data, but like I don't think the actual I don't know where the cutoff point becomes the educated techs versus the guy driving the big rig. I don't know. It'll be interesting.
Did this article mention like how you connect? Is it just like a single USB or Ethernet, or are they using some kind of proprietary cables or something?
Well, they said it's for corporations, so I'm assuming it. I don't know. It's not that long of an article. I already closed it out. I don't think it's that detailed, but there's other stories about this, so I'm assuming they're more detailed than this was.
This isn't even for the average person. I thought that was sort of like the gimmick or the good thing about it.
Oh no, they're trying to go to. That's why they want to do petabytes in a fucking truckload. I mean, they.
Well, why do we care then?
Well, because it's cool to think of a truck driving down the highway with petabytes of fucking, data in it. I mean, it might trickle down to the consumer, because everything else. I mean, think about it. Like you said, uploaded to Amazon. I mean, it might. If you is the Amazon cloud? I don't know. Is that unlimited or is that per?
I have no idea, man.
I just remember like the data capsules stopped a lot of people because I subscribe to the subreddit Data Hoarders, and
surprise.
And a lot of the guys there were saying, well, you could put your entire library on Amazon Cloud, and they're like, yeah, but then your data caps. If your data caps out at a terabyte, and you've got 10 terabytes of shit, you can only upload 1 month's worth of stuff.
Yeah, and most of the cloud services are. Like in the hundreds of gigs to a couple terabytes. Like I don't know too many cloud service plans that you could get like a petabytes.
Yeah, I mean, well, if you're a company that that has that much, I don't know who, but somebody could buy it. Amazon's like, not just people. We'll give them this too.
Yeah.
So I'll give my last story. I didn't realize it was so lengthy, but I'll share it and then. Let it be a discussion. Is Google making us stupid?
No. Because people don't have the patience to check Google when they make a mistake. They just say, this is a fact, I heard it somewhere. You have the human knowledge in this little device that beams the satellites in space.
Ad block. Well, I'll screen share. I'll screen share mine.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I gotta move it to.
First, gotta take the porn off there. You gotta.
No, I gotta move it to a monitor that's not
I got it up here.
Oh, I thought you had a.
All I had to do was exit out of the thing.
Oh, cancel.
All right, cool.
I had it on my vertical monitor, and I know you guys hate trying to watch my portrait. Anyway, yeah, the first part of this, he basically explains. The last scene in the Odyssey with like the AI HAL, and he's comparing that to like what mankind's undoing. The web has been a godsend to me as a writer. Blah 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 blah. I mean, it's basically talking about how we think versus. I mean, it's an obvious statement. Is the internet making us dumb? Which I've heard a lot of the older people that I work with will discuss that. But this actually...
Is it pretty much just trying to argue that the actual process of research and stuff is what, or the lack thereof, makes you stupid?
What if I do all my reading on the web, not so much because the way I read has changed, I'm just seeking convenience, but because the way I think has changed. So,
well, if you had access to a library that had all these facts and they were constantly being updated meticulously, that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. It means you're curious. I fucking hate articles like this.
Thanks to the ubiquity of text on the internet, not to mention the popularity of text messaging on cell phones, we may probably read more today than we did in the 1970s or 1980s when television was our medium of choice. But it's a different kind of reading, and behind it lies a different kind of thinking, perhaps even a new sense of the self. We're not
stroking
only what
myself. That's what this guy's doing.
We're not only what we read, says Marianne
Don't
Wolf.
know why you had both hands. Never mind, go ahead.
Says Marianne Wolf, a developmental psychologist of Tufts University and the author of Proust and the Squid.
What?
We are wrote a big-ass book, The Story and Science of the Reading Brain. We are how we read. Wolf worries that the style of reading promoted by the net, a style that puts efficiency and immediacy above all else, may be weakening our capacity for the kind of deep reading that emerged when an earlier technology, the printing press, made long and complex words of prose and commonplace. When we read online, she says, we tend to become mere decoders of information. Our ability to interpret text, to make the rich mental connections that form when we read deeply and without distraction, remains largely disengaged.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Can I disagree with an article harder? I mean...
Sure.
I get what they're saying. They're like, oh, you heard somebody said a thing, so you're passing it around. I mean, that's all that is a commentary on human nature, is that we don't deep think. That's just a commentary on the problem with people anyway. The fact that there's access to Google, people don't fact check because they don't bother to look shit up. They just go with what they heard. That's not a problem with the internet, that's a problem with people.
Now, Ben, is this your opinion, or is this what reviewers had told you to think?
This is what I believe, because fuck that noise.
Well, he's got these doctors, though.
Yeah, well, I got D's nuts, so...
Got him. It's a long ass article. I'm just gonna say, it's worth a good read. But since I'm of the generation that has Google, I'm not gonna read it right now.
Well, what? When you're don't like a lot of schools, like when you have to do research and stuff, you have to cite so many sources, and like you can't use Wiki or whatever.
Well, you can't use Wikipedia because it's not a credible source because it can be edited by anybody, and therefore you can have anything in there. The standard is basically what manages to get through. Yeah,
your bibliography actually has to have sources.
And you know what? Professors tell their students that every semester. They tell them that when the paper's due, somebody's typing it up, and then whenever the papers come in, it's always somebody is sitting there going, but it's on the internet. Somebody has to fight them. So that it's a sign. It's not the internet that's stupid. It's people. People are lazy and stupid. I'm sorry. I'm just very passionate about this because people, man.
People. Well, that was my last story. What do you think, Ian?
I don't know. Like, it maybe does have something where it is just people being lazy, like what Ben was saying. You know,
well, if it was
having
Google's
more
fault,
information isn't bad for you.
Well, I mean, it's like Google. We have knowledge at our fingertips, so we should be able to fact check things.
We have everything.
It's not
at
Google's
our
fault. It's
but we
us.
look at the porn.
It's not Google's fault. It's we looked. The real enemy was not Google. It was us, and we are dumb.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Well, I mean, like, if we do end up like idiocracy, what do you think the problem would, like the cause of that would be?
People are dumb.
Yeah, it would be people doing it. It's like blaming video games for violence. It's like, no, the people are dumb because they don't hold standards of being intelligent and actually thinking and doing things. Anyway, I don't want to be cynical.
Well, I think we could all agree, though, you should think for yourself, you know?
Well, I mean, that's why I have issues with this article, because it's another one of those, is technology making you stupid? What kind of self-filleting story is this? I mean...
Do you think this could be one of those
Ben thinks it's a
Bible
big
dumping technology haters.
I mean, he could. There's an argument to be made that people don't read deeply enough, and that we're a buzzword, and I mean, you could go with that. MTV had this whole argument. Oh, since we're based on looks now, and everything being youthful and all this stuff, like that's why JFK beat Nixon, and it was all not a matter of thing. It's like I don't like the way this is phrased because it makes it an argument of, well, people today because of the internet. No, shut up. The internet has nothing to do with this. It's the people are constantly. They're like, oh well, it's the internet, so it's not their fault. No, it's the people's fault. Take some pride. Read a damn book. So anyway.
Oh. I still appreciate Frank for taking the time to give us this article, though, because it
spurred a conversation. That's what he meant to do with it.
Yeah, and that's good. Thanks for that, Frank.
So now that this article was 8 years old, as the guy didn't have done a follow-up?
Hey, I just put it in a discussion piece.
Yeah.
Well,
that's what most of the articles are for, like, even if it isn't that new,
This article came out like the year that YouTube launched. Is YouTube making us dumb?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Anyway.
It's not really like. I mean, we try to put all of our, the links for the articles and everything's like, and it doesn't always necessarily matter what the source is. It's the discussion behind the source. That's the whole point that we talk on the show. I mean, we don't just want to be like a CNN and just read it.
Well, I'm just saying that, like, this conversation. They were saying it 8 years ago. They're still saying it today. Is the internet making us dumber? No, because if you think technology is making us dumb, go be Amish and tell me how much fun that is. That I don't know. Whatever.
It's making us lazier, though. We might end up looking like aliens where we can't even walk or something. Where we have like really thin limbs and stuff and a giant head.
Getting our wish is making us lazy. Well, don't blame the genie. So, anyway, my story I was going to mention, this is actually a link to an older article about it because it was announced during July, and then, June, July, it was announced then, and this is from when the article was, because I've seen follow-up articles, but this is the more, like, since it's from Mashable, it's more shareable, because I've seen people talking about it, and every time I try and find an article, it's, on a different kind of site. This condom is so strong we couldn't rip it with the needle, is what the article says. And they talk about how it's a new redesign of the condom, and they were trying to, it's the Lilo hex because it's built out of hexagons like, honeycombs. But if you scroll, there's a nice GIF here that kind of makes an interesting point, where they show a normal condom and then the hex. And then they take the needle and they poke it, and see, it's so strong it doesn't break when they poke this needle, even though you can see it's clearly going through the, so it doesn't totally break, but it does allow holes in the,
Are those holes or just warp?
I mean, you're poking it with a needle. It doesn't matter. There's going to be I don't know, it's just... I've seen a lot of people writing about this recently because of World AIDS Day recently, and the Lilo was marketing the safer sex, and a lot of people were up in arms of, you just showed that this thing can have holes in it, but it doesn't break because of the honeycomb thing, that you can have these, small hexagon. It's the lattice shape is what it says. So, but
I remember the crazy Russian hacker guy on YouTube. He did a thing where he showed, like, if you take a needle to a balloon and like, of course that would pop, but then, like, if he would just put, like, clear tape on it and then he would poke holes through it, like, it wouldn't pop. Where the tape was,
Well, it's like, it's that just there's all kinds of questions about, well, you're poking a needle straight. I mean, you can see it's going through that. It doesn't matter if it's bending it. I mean, that's just, they're trying, that. And then there's also another thing that people are having issue with is that the person they decide to represent this was Charlie Sheen.
Oh.
Yeah. See.
Oh.
Yeah. See, they're like, well, he came out and admitted that he is HIV positive, and therefore it's supposed to be it's supposed to be talking about safer sex and all this stuff. It's like, yeah, but he also has a history of being an abuser, and I don't know if you know this, but it's not the face you want on safer, consenting sex. Is to have, that. So yeah, a lot of articles about how the company has been trying to brush complaints from different bloggers and podcasters and people on the internet, about this. It's like, yeah,
Well, hey, if you could have sex and don't get a disease, you're winning.
Well, no, that's the issue. That's the issue is that
you don't want to get any of that tiger blood on you.
Well, that's
the tiger AIDS blood.
Well, that's the issue is that this. It's not that it's preventing holes in the condom. It's that they didn't rip it. It didn't totally snap like a condom, which that's kind of a good thing. When you get the thing, it broke. If you didn't know and you had a leaky one, I mean, would you not have a problem if your partner had poked holes in your condom before you used it? I wouldn't use. It's I see that, and that's just like, I would not want to trust having a condom that somebody could do that, and what, Frank?
How are they going to poke holes in it before you get to it, though? if it's in the wrapper, you'll see the hole in the wrapper.
And then it cuts the whole conversation of, what about candy from strangers if there's holes in it?
No, if is the girl taking the condom out and going, hey, here's a condom, just put it on.
Well, that's the thing, Frank. It's like,
Why? I'd say, well, why do you have a condom sitting around without a wrapper on it?
Well, Frank, you can. Sometimes the man has the condom, sometimes the woman has the condom. But the whole point is, the whole selling point of this is that it has. I mean, it's not just a matter of poking holes. It's a matter of, what if you have one that has holes in it just because it was a bad condom? Have you ever, if you get a condom and it is past its expiration date or something and it has a hole in it, and you can tell because it's got a hole in it. It's like this, you wouldn't know about how much damage is actually in it. I don't know.
It's like the guys who double bag them and the friction makes a fucking.
Oh
hole.
Yeah, you don't double bag, guys. That's worse for it than yeah. So.
Why is it worse for that?
Because it creates friction and therefore increases the likelihood of a opening.
Oh,
so,
really?
Yeah.
So like I'm confused though. Like, if nothing can get through with these holes, like why is that a bad thing? Like,
it's not that nothing can get through. It's that it didn't rip. They're saying this. I mean, it's like if you poke a thing with a needle, there's going to be micro fissures. I mean, not.
So you're saying the sperm is still going to be able to get through though?
Well, the argument with this is that they've got that honeycomb design, and therefore it's a stronger one, so it's not going to totally rip. And so you're not going to have a huge gaping hole. But it's like, if there's still potentially holes in there, I would be concerned. It's like, not some big new dynamic thing. It's, I don't know.
Next up, bulletproof condoms.
Well, you do, when it comes to condoms, you do kind of want to dodge a bullet, right? I don't know. But yeah, that's the problem is, like, this report and a lot of reports were positive about it, but I've seen plenty of negative points about it that, yeah, this is still a thing that they're calling it safe sex. It's like, well, when you showed the guy poking it with a needle, and it's like, that seems to be going through.
What I want to know is what's going on, because I thought they recently had developments with, like the male birth control or whatever. I mean...
Well, there's been different stories about that, too, because a rumor going around the internet was that, women get birth control because men couldn't handle the pain or whatever, but then apparently that was a misinterpretation, and it's just like, well, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, they make condoms for women, too, and then it's like, well, there's a lot of... I don't know, man. Well, then there's, all kinds of other different forms of birth control. There's, vasectomies for dudes, but it's like, well... I don't know. But this is just an important thing to be aware of, because it's like, if you're a guy and you're out there going, well, this is, new in science, a new technical advancement, it's like, well, yeah, but still, it's like, that's not quite an advancement, more of a concern. It's like, you don't notice the hole because the thing didn't in stretch, it's like I kind of would rather have one that would. I don't know.
Right. This article is kind of went out of left field from Ben here. Like I didn't expect this kind of you to have this. I thought it'd be something from Cartoon Brew or something, you know.
Oh, gee, thanks. Well, I thought this link would be good because it's from Mashable, you know, the tech guys and everything. But it's like, yeah,
I think it's an interesting article. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it's some people I follow on my Twitter, you know, we're talking about because the whole World AIDS Day thing recently, and it's like this is. Why is this a thing? Come on. And the whole Charlie Sheen aspect of it, too, is... No,
AIDS blood.
Yeah, he's not the guy that should be selling the safe sex stories, so... Anyway. It's
My
like...
question is if you poke a hole through it, will it still hold his coke in it?
Well, I mean, it's like the whole argument of Bristol Palin talking about, like, you know, still selling abstinence only. It's like, so after her, first or second baby, she's still supposed to be talking about abstinence only? Because it... I don't know.
Baby.
Alright, so let's do a game and get out of here, because I want to go home and see my family.
You're home, and you're talking to your family.
Well, I'm talking to you. You don't live here.
Well, you don't want to talk to your mom.
Well, no, she's in bed now. I want to go to bed, get some sleep.
Right. Okay, this week I figure we'll do half and half of these two games here. Would you rather in a Google thing?
All right.
So I guess we'll do. I think we'll do 8 of each. Let's see who gets first to 8, and then we'll do the other 8 with this. The would you rather? I guess you know.
Okay, whatever. Specific numbers. I'm tired. I want to go see my family.
Okay. Is Eurovision higher or Eurovision versus suicide? Is suicide higher or lower?
What the fuck is Eurovision? My question.
Well.
This is a toughie.
I'm gonna say suicide is higher because
Yeah, me too. Unfortunately.
Because don't get me wrong, Eurovision's a big thing, but I mean the rest of the world. But it's like suicide is pretty common on every continent, and yeah.
I don't think if you're in the market to watch Eurovision, you're not going to be Googling it. You're going to be watching it. So.
Well, you might be Googling to find out what a score was or something, you know.
I say suicide is higher.
I'm serious though. What is your Eurovision?
See, it's going to have one more Google tonight. Ian's going to have to look it up.
Yeah. It's a European television programming. They play a lot of sports and stuff.
You guys watch that?
Well, no.
Why?
But
why would we watch that?
Yeah.
No, but there's plenty of people who do, because soccer is a big thing in the world.
Yeah, soccer is the biggest sport in the world.
Yeah.
Soccer is not a sport.
No, it's football the rest of the world. To us, it's soccer.
Yes, we call the shit soccer because our little game is important to us.
I'm just joking. I don't want to give me hate.
No, you're going to get hate now, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get lots
Sorry.
of hate from
I did not appreciate Ian's tone.
Billion.
Send.
Listen.
I do not like his talking about my soccer.
There went our one listener that wasn't someone I know.
Oh, man. All right.
So, yeah, I say it's higher.
All right.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, be honest, I figured Eurovision would be higher. No?
That's
Holy
actually a
shit.
good thing, though.
I'm
Well,
with Jontron. What the fuck?
What? Although Eurovision only 800 and something thousand, I figured that'd be, for what it is, I figured that would be getting a lot higher than that.
Yeah.
Boring.
Sorry, guys.
Ben!
Ben! What is
Yeah,
my...
no.
What is my thing? It's not Ben. Yeah, there it is. Okay.
Okay.
Our soundboard guy is drunk this week, folks. It's okay.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so... thankfully we were wrong on that. You know, I mean,
Eh,
okay. Mirror's Edge.
Mirror's Edge versus Paris. Paris is higher or lower than Mirror's Edge?
I'm gonna say Paris is higher.
Yeah,
I
Paris.
say Paris is gotta be higher.
People go there. Mirror's Edge came out and it's over. You know.
There's two reasons. One, Paris is a place. Mirror's Edge was 2 video games, so there's gotta be more people interested in the place. Second, people are looking up the girl and her titties.
I heard decent things about the Mirror's Edge 2 game that came out recently. But I still think Paris would be higher.
Let's see.
What? Oh, yeah.
Significantly so.
Imagine that. Okay. So
Yeah,
we all got one.
We all got that one. Yeah.
Thank God. Only took 2. Okay. Paris versus engagement rings. Is engagement rings higher or lower?
This is a tough one.
Don't a lot of people look at, like, when you look for engagement rings, don't you kind of look for those at the store, though?
Well, it depends on I think if a lady is looking it up, in my opinion, she would be doing some searching. But the thing is, the engagement ring is typically bought by the guy, and men do no research.
If they do, it's what does your daughter like that I can get her?
How can you get her an engagement
What does your
ring?
sister want?
Where'd you buy?
Plus, also 2.7 million. That's a pretty high number.
Yeah.
I mean, weddings are a huge thing, but engagement rings is the thing the dude has to buy usually.
It's
so,
where?
I would say lower.
Yeah, I'm gonna say lower.
Can I buy an engagement ring at Kmart? Which actually, a guy I know did buy one for his.
I mean, I'll be honest. Most women I know, when they keep both rings, they show off the wedding ring because it's the one they like more than the engagement ring. So.
Well, there are some girls that will. I saw on Facebook a girl posted that yeah, he brought me a ring, but here we are at the store returning it because it's not good enough. Wait a minute.
Wow.
You have too high of standards, bitch. You're too high maintenance.
Yeah. That's...
So yeah, I'm gonna say engagement rings is lower.
And then you have the guy proposing in Paris on the American Werewolf in Paris.
All right.
Okay, so you guys are we're all saying
lower, yeah.
Yeah.
Whoa. Nice.
Like I said, man, that's a pretty.
Boy.
Oh.
Engagement rings are General. I think General Motors has higher.
I'm going to say higher.
Because really, with General Motors, you can search: is this car made by General Motors? Where do I get genuine General Motors replacement parts? Versus, where do I find engagement rings?
Well, not just that, but also just workers. They employ a lot of people, and it's constantly, well, what's happening with General Motors? Is there a bailout? Is the,
Yeah.
Well, the thing, though, is that this is tricky with, though, is I think they're going to be specific about people researching with the full name. I think more people would probably be searching GM. So it's hard to say.
I'm going to say General Motors is higher.
Yeah.
Because even if people are typing out the full name, I don't think they're typing it near as much. Engagement rings? Seriously? Who the hell searches for that?
These people.
You go to the jewelry shop, and they have a section. You drop down and you select the kind of ring. Just like when you buy flowers or foods, you go, I want to buy a breakfast item. You go and you select the drop down.
The first one wasn't good enough, Frank.
The guy's buying
Google that shit.
The guy's buying it.
I'm gonna just so I'm different, and like I said, I think technically
women can propose now, Frank. You know that?
Yeah, they can, but they don't. I didn't. I proposed. My wife didn't propose because I don't know. I was crazy and in love.
Because it was a step up for you, and for her it was a
Holy shit! You guys are
Really?
right.
Wow, 7 point something.
Yeah. So both of you guys said that then?
Yeah.
It was higher.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give. You guys are in the lead.
Look, poor puppy. Okay, Lennox Lewis or Serena Williams? Is Serena Williams higher or lower than Lennox Lewis?
Who's
Serena
Lennox
Williams?
Lewis?
I've never. Yeah, who the fuck is he, man?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Serena Williams because that's higher.
I'm agree with you. I'm agree because A, I don't know who Lennox Lewis is, and B, Serena Williams is a woman.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, more people want to see her. Oh, Serena Williams versus Beethoven. I hate to admit this, but I think Beethoven is lower.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Beethoven's lower because what's there to look at? I mean,
You find out where he's buried, maybe.
you find out the name of some of his pieces, but Serena Williams is constantly doing stuff and making news. So
Today, Serena Williams, where she's at? I gotta see the bitch. This guy's
Our faith in
dead.
intelligence is a lot of times shattered on this game, right?
I have more faith in boners than I do in intelligence. Yes.
Frank's basing a lot of his stuff on boners in this one.
Hasn't lost me yet. I'm already tied neck and neck with Ben.
Alright.
So
I'm gonna say
Beethoven is
lower.
lower.
What about
I
you,
also
Ben,
say-
I said lower.
We all say
Beethoven.
Beethoven is lower.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, but
By a lot, sadly.
not a lot. 800,000. I mean,
That's yeah.
Beethoven versus ice hockey. I'm gonna say ice hockey is higher.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
say
I'm
ice
gonna have
hockey
to
is
go with
higher.
ice hockey.
Canada, they don't like the Beethoven, but they do.
Ah!
Damn.
Well,
Wow, we were wrong as a
to be
mother.
fair, not as wrong as a motherfucker. Only like what? 100,000? I don't know.
Well,
We were wrong as fuck.
Beethoven was like $1 million, and the ice hockey was 90,000.
Okay, Sports Direct
Whatever.
or Mount Sinai. Higher or
Sinai.
lower?
Mount Sinai, Frank, where Moses came down with them bricks.
Is that where it was?
Yeah.
Jeez, Frank.
It's.
I guess
it's
Sports
Arkansas, Frank.
I guess Sports Direct because people care about sports.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
Uh-huh.
Sports Direct is higher, so Mount Sinai would be lower.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
obviously Frank doesn't know where it is, so obviously nobody's looking it up.
I don't know what Sports Direct is either, but I know it's sports. So,
All stock must go.
yeah, at these prices.
Well, it's $6 million. That's pretty high. Yep.
Ah!
So did we all get that one?
Yeah.
I know I did.
Okay, capitalism is higher or lower? Higher.
Higher.
Oh, that's gotten way higher, man.
74,000. That's not a very high thing to beat.
Nah.
I mean,
Yeah,
Whoa.
but a whole lot though.
Solar system versus capitalism. Wow. Okay.
okay.
Now,
If there's ever a NASA story in the news, people look up solar system, and is Pluto a planet? Is
well, yeah, but then people are constantly worried about the Dow. It's on the news. When's the last time you turned on the radio and they said the Dow is up 5?
well, the
and
Dow
Pluto
and
is still.
Frank, Dow and capitalism are two different things.
Ben, can I finish what I'm saying before you disagree with me? I said you turn on the news and they say the Dow is up 5 points because people worry about money. But when's the last time they say the Dow is up 5 points and Pluto is still not a fucking planet?
Well, Frank, when the Dow is up, though, Frank, do you sit and go, should I be a member of capitalism or communism? You don't sit and question capitalism. You question how is the Dow doing and why. So I'm going to say solar system is higher.
I say it's lower.
Ian, which way do you go?
Yeah, I'm gonna say capitalism is higher. And what did you guys say?
You guys said capitalism. I said solar system is higher.
Okay. Oh yeah, you were right, Ben.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so
Solar
we'll go up to
system
the
or
higher.
Spain?
I don't know. We're going to the higher, lower.
I'm going to
Then we
say
got A now.
I'm going to say Spain is higher because Paris had 7 point something million.
Oh, we're going to this one now. Sorry, Ben, we don't know.
But I was going to totally
Nope.
pwn you guys. You guys
Oh,
were
we
going to
didn't
get
see-
pwned.
Spain is
Oh.
lower. So.
Well, I guess people like being in Paris more than they like being in Spain. I mean, to be fair, it's like, what do you know about Spain? It's a place.
If you were starving,
Paris.
would you rather eat a plate full of poop
Yeah.
or eat a human foot?
What? What?
What's the?
Are there any rules to this?
What are the conditions at the bottom there? I gotta see this.
You must eat it all. The human foot must be freshly taken from someone who needs it. Oh, come on.
I gotta say that foot, bruh.
Yeah, you're actually going to get sustenance from the foot. I mean, doesn't matter if you have to eat it all. It's like, oh, a plate of shit. Well, you're still going to die of starvation.
The food might have some nutrients you don't have, but the foot's going to have a lot more.
I mean, it's not a matter of... I mean, if you were starving, you throw that condition in. It's like if you were just had to eat one or the other, it's like, well, you know, you'd be less to throw up with the poo, but that's not the point. I don't know.
So are you saying the foot?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that too.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that 24% of people, I'm asking, why would you eat, like, why? You're just intentionally eating something worse. It's not going to give you any help.
I guess we'll just go to 15. We usually go to 15 questions or whatever, so.
Would you rather become a Pokemon trainer or attend Hogwarts?
We did this one, I think.
We did?
I think we did something about Hogwarts, didn't we? Maybe not, because I think it was a different one, but...
I think people would rather attend Hogwarts.
Well, you can do more with Hogwarts. Pokemon, it's like, oh, you can watch my Pokemon fight this other Pokemon. That gets boring.
Yeah, but Pokemon is pretty hot right now, so...
Yeah, but... I'm just going to say attend Hogwarts, because...
Well, you got to remember, though, Ian, that they've got a VR Hogwarts game coming out for the Google Daydream. So if that does better than Pokemon, we'll see.
I'm going to say there's a lot of Hogwarts people out there. So...
I didn't say Pokemon.
So we're split 2-1. Ben and I red, you on blue.
Yep.
Okay, let's see.
Oh, it was close, though. You guys got it.
Yeah, but we got it, yeah.
Yeah, we still won. On this one.
Yeah, you do. 51 to 49%.
Would you rather have Morgan Freeman narrate your life or have Chuck Norris narrate your life? Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman. Why is this even a question?
Yeah, Chuck Norris is just a badass, but he doesn't sound cool.
if it was have Morgan Freeman narrate your life or have Chuck Norris do a whoop somebody's ass, I guess, but it's like it's not. That's not.
And Chuck Norris is a badass, but he just sounds bad as ass.
No, Ian. No. Or would you rather have Chuck Norris tell you that 1,000 years of darkness will come if you... But yeah, Morgan Freeman's the answer there. Morgan Freeman could read anything, and people would like it.
Andy Dufresne was my friend.
Hello, I'm Morgan Freeman. I'm here to tell you that you are overdoing your rent, bitch.
I'd say Morgan Freeman. Maybe we could agree on that.
The world agrees. The world agrees on it.
If only for a little while. Chuck Norris is not known for his voice. He could talk to me right now, and
he's not known for a lot of things.
He could talk to me right now, and I would think he is the guy from Fargo.
Hey, he's known for having a fist in his beard.
There's no chin.
For not sleeping. He waits.
Yes. And his sperm is what they make steroids out of. Would you rather be in jail for a year or live in complete isolation in the mountains for a year? Your criminal record would be affected. Think of it like a social versus alone question.
I'd rather be in isolation.
Yeah.
Although I would need all the supplies, you know, if it's like a Walden thing, then hell yeah. You know, have a place by yourself, not have to deal with people, that'd be great.
There's a lot less butt rape when you're by yourself, so I'd rather be by myself.
Yeah, you have a lot bigger of a cage at a mountain.
Well, yeah, there's that, and then there's also the whole thing, like, whenever I see those things on Facebook, they're like, you could live here rent-free, but you gotta give up Facebook. I'm like, so what's the catch?
Yeah. Yeah. So I could live in the mountains and be on a vacation, or I could get poked in the ass and eat gruel.
It's a social experiment. Come on. What kind of question is it?
The 32%
It's not as high as I would.
Those are the people that were eating that plate of poop.
Yes, yes. They're retarded, and I hate to say bad things about retarded people, but my God. My God. Okay. Would you rather stop showering or stop brushing your teeth? It's either
Stop
or.
brushing your teeth.
What's it say? All aspects of
This includes all aspects of either cleaning your body, bathing, washing, and cleaning your teeth, flossing, mouthwash. You gotta. Okay. You gotta brush your teeth because no one's gonna talk to you with stink breath, and if you don't brush your teeth, you'll get bleeding gums and it hurts.
Well,
showering you stink.
Well, if
That's
you're
about it.
homeless, you know what everybody complains about them first is how their teeth and all that, because that's going to go first. So it's like you can be unclean for a while. I mean, there are people that haven't. I don't know.
Hippies, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna say stop. Would you rather stop showering? Yeah, stop showering. Because I mean, I can walk into a thing of water.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
Yeah. Team blue.
I'm going red. Yep.
Wow.
Well,
8.64%. At least I'm not too far behind though.
Would you rather stop using YouTube or stop using Facebook? We
stop
have this
using
one.
Facebook.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
we've just said that voluntarily. It's like I don't want to be on Facebook anymore.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, people want to watch videos.
YouTube's interesting. I don't care what my friends and family are doing. Would you rather only drink black coffee or only eat dry cereal? Only eat dry cereal.
Yeah, only eat dry cereal.
Forever is the only.
So does that mean you can't drink any water or anything?
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, plus, I mean, even if it's
You get more
just, it's the
stuff
only
than
way.
cereal then.
I mean, I don't know if it's just
I
a
think they're
sustenance
saying-
thing, but like you can only have coffee if it's black, and you can only have cereal if it's dry.
I think they're saying you can't have milk in your cereal ever, and you can only drink black coffee. You can't
But
have
it's like
cream and
I-
sugar.
I can't drink non-black. I can't drink black coffee. I need something there.
I drink iced coffee.
I hate
'cause I'm a
coffee either
sissy.
way.
Well, it's like I need to have stuff that's basically candy with coffee on it. So
Yeah. My that's not coffee, sir. That's a dessert, is what a guy told me one time.
I say, so what?
I go, yes, it is, because I'm a sissy.
That's
So
like
yeah,
saying
red.
that's not alcohol. That's a girl drink. Yeah. So
Coffee is an old people drink versus cereal, kids, and everyone eats it. So I'm gonna say red,
yeah, I said red. So.
because even by itself,
Unless-
dry cereal is good. Black coffee is a manly man's drink.
Dry cereal is a snack. There's nothing.
Yes. People eat it
So-
voluntarily without milk.
Frank, I like cereal and I hate any kind of coffee. Does that not make me a man then?
Yeah, you're a sissy. Not just kidding. I don't drink real
What
coffee
makes
either.
a man? Is it the woman in his arms?
Yeah, this is my dad. We go to Taco Bell. You know what my dad gets?
What?
Black coffee.
Ask him if he wants cream or sugar. No.
No, just give me the. And we went to a swap meet in the middle of summer, 100 degrees. They stand there in the middle of this fucking field, and the guy's like, "Okay, what, you want some water?" And my dad goes,
Lemonade?
"I'll take a black coffee." And he's like, "Can you believe that coffee's still hot?" And he's like, "It tastes like shit." And I'm like, "Well, Dad, you're the only one in this entire fairgrounds drinking it. It's 100 fucking degrees. You're on blacktop, and you're drinking hot coffee. Black. Ugh."
Oh,
So, yeah.
what did Ben choose this year? Red then?
Cereal.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
You guys are right. Oh yeah. Yep.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Andy Dufresne.
I gotta stop though thinking about what I would do.
Yeah. This isn't about you. It's about stupid society.
It's not about you. It's about the consumer.
Would you rather watch a volcano erupt or witness a meteor hitting Earth? You would not be harmed. You would, however, be impressed. Meteor.
Depends on how big the meteor is. I mean,
Even if it was a small meteor, hey, that's crashing. Look at that. That blew up. Versus, there's some lava shooting out of the fucking...
well, dude, if it's Mount St. Helens or Pompeii versus, the one where it just kind of oozes.
I like those documentary channels showing all all the lava and stuff.
I'll say witness a meteor because I guess that's kind of cool. I mean, I've seen like fallen stars, before, Frank. There were, it's just the thing is you don't see it crashing. It's like it could be the size of like,
But it says witness it hitting the Earth is the thing.
Yeah, but what if it hits the Earth? It's that big. You just go ping. Like, oh,
That's still
imagine
cooler
that.
than watching a bunch of shit falling off the mountain.
You know what? Screw it. I'm going with volcano. Going with volcano. Volcanoes are impressive. Pompeii. I'm going with Pompeii.
I remember seeing a YouTube video of these people using drones going over the lava and stuff, and it was like one of them went too low, so like they lost it and malfunctioned and fell in the lava. But I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'll choose lava. Fuck it.
Ben, your washer load is off balance.
Huh?
I said your washer load is off balance.
No, that's me rocking the seat.
Yay.
Not washing anything this late at night.
That's close.
It was really close.
Yeah, well,
Me and Ben got it.
yeah. Ben
You
got
almost
it.
about
Yeah,
not
that's
to choose it though.
Well, Ben only needs to get one more point and he wins, doesn't he? So
Yeah.
Would you rather return a punt in an NFL game or spend 90 seconds in the ring with Mike Tyson in his prime?
you
You
cannot.
cannot call fair catch, and you cannot run from Tyson, or he will bite both your ears off.
How is that? Just return a punt. I mean,
Well, you return the punt, you've got the whole team coming after you.
Mike
Versus-
Tyson. He bit a man's ear off.
Yeah, but that's one guy versus.
Am I
a
wearing
team.
a football uniform? I
No,
can
see-
fall down fast. I can just go, here guys, I'm down. 90 seconds in a ring with Mike Tyson, he will kill me. I will die.
Yeah, I didn't think of the pattern.
Yeah, You're choosing
Return a
what you'd
punt.
rather do, so you'd have to choose blue then if you're saying the red would be worse, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in the ring, so I would choose blue.
I agree with basically what Homer Simpson's, Marge was saying to Homer when he had to be, he's not going to get tired, Homer. Stop. Oh, man.
I don't know. I think just because Mike Tyson is so famous, people will not want to be in the ring with him. Because, like I said, to have an entire team after you would be horrible. So personally, I would want Tyson because it's one guy and you're out. Granted, you're wearing pads, but to be tackled by everybody, return a
It's
punt.
not going to be the whole team, man. It's going to be the people going after the punt. It's like
I'd
they
rather
send
have
one- they took-
body injuries than a head injury.
They'll send one guy after you versus Tyson will punch you in the face and bite your ear off. I mean,
We'll all say blue.
I love that Simpsons and Family Guy crossover when they were fighting. That was great.
yeah.
Yep. So,
So Ben wins.
yeah, Ben
Ben
wins.
wins.
He was.
Ben
even if he
wins.
went to 16, he probably still would have won anyways.
Ben wins.
Because he's two ahead, so.
Yeah. I am the greatest. I am the champion. I'd like to thank everybody for out there rooting for me, and everybody that's booing me. I'd like to thank Frank and Ian for bringing on I mean, we pretty much agreed on a lot of these. I mean, it took a few of them to really divide us.
They
So,
were the scores weren't that bad, far apart, you know.
so
For our audio listeners, I think what did Ben have? You had 15, Frank 13, and I had 12. So, yeah. But good job, Ben. By the way, how's that dating site going? Because I remember when we were talking out there, you were talking about you were on that OkCupid, wasn't it?
I'm still just looking, Ian. I haven't done too much yet.
Did you make a good profile on there?
I've had one for a while. I've been tweaking it slowly, so... Anyway.
Ben's likes cartoon brew Hawaiian shirts.
Just be jealous of my awesome shirt. I went out for dinner tonight, and the hostess at CETA said, I like your shirt. So, yeah, chicks dig the shirt. What's not to like about it? It's a good shirt. Good shirt. Winners wear this shirt, Ian. Think about it. So, anyway.
Yeah, you're the winner with the shirt, and people that have to look at it are the losers. We losing, man. You're right.
Whatever, man. I'm gonna go home and see my family, so... It's a moot point at this right now, Ian.
You got anything? Any closing statements, Frank?
Thanks for the laughs.
You're welcome, Frank. Ciao, Soko.
Yeah.
Boobs.
Shot of Soko.
See you on the other side.
Peace.